I'm a fish boy who skates for Team X Blades with a leprechaun who plays basketball. Come to my smart house, meet my alien sister. Don't come hungry because I'll bet my mom can't cook. Hi everyone and welcome to Mom Can't Cook, a Decom podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Farrens.
Hello, and I'm the other host, Luke Westaway. Andy, I got your message about making our very own horror movie this Halloween, and I have to say, I'm so on board. What are you thinking?
Luke, it could not be a better time to make horror movies. Have you seen the garbage they're pumping out that's making hundreds of millions of dollars? It's just conjuring after conjuring after conjuring. Everyone's swimming in big Scrooge McDuck pools of money.
Amazing.
Jason Blum, he's got a hover car, probably.
Jason Blum, let us in. Let us in.
He could be the new Jason Blum. Luke, so all we need to do is find a spooky object, right?
Okay.
Like a doll or a mirror.
Oh, that's good.
But it does something that you don't expect it to.
Like jump at you.
Like the mirror will sort of
go, ah!
Yeah, the mirror will jump at you
and go, ah!
Or the doll will sort of look at you.
That's great. That's great. Well, I mean, I've been investing. I've bought an After Effects visual effects plugin.
Oh, sweet. What is it? A doll that looks at you?
Well, it makes orbs. It makes orbs, but it can make orbs of all different colours. And sometimes, if you pay extra, a kind of one-off fee, you can sort of superimpose an image, a JPEG onto the orb. So what can we do with orbs? I mean, it's exciting, isn't it?
Can the orb
sometimes a technological constraint can be very freeing, can't it? Can it be creatively freeing?
Like the crappy shark in Jaws?
Yeah.
I guess if we've got a crappy orb, maybe we don't show the orb.
That's good.
Like in Jaws, they sort of never show the shark. We never show the orb.
It's always scary. Stephen King says that the orb that you can't see is the scariest one, doesn't he?
The scariest one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, so the movie is, there's an orb,
yep,
but you can't see it.
Yeah, yes, that's good.
And people will sort of walk into the room and go, is there an orb in here? I can't see one.
This is good.
The audience...
This will save on rendering as well.
The audience knows that there might be an orb.
I may only have to render one orb in the climactic showdown when the orb goes, ah!
Well, okay, so yeah, it's a normal... So what it is, it's like a young couple move into a new house and it's like, it's surprisingly cheap.
Can I just say? Yeah. Goosebumps?
Yep.
Already?
Yep.
I don't mean it's
stolen from Goosebumps.
I don't mean it's derivative of Goosebumps.
I stole the idea from Goosebumps.
Can I just say? X-Files. Okay, yeah. Yeah, go on.
So
young couple move into
it's suspiciously cheap, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder why it's so cheap." And then one of them's down at the grocery store.
Could the realtor who sold it to them be an orb, or maybe they're just on the phone, and then when they hang up the phone, they say, "Yeah, the escrow just went through. I think that our estate agent's an orb." And don't be silly, honey. People aren't orbs. Let's just enjoy our new house.
We only spoke to them on the phone, but they had a sort of very rounded voice. Their voice was very well rounded.
That's good.
And then we sort of get a brief shot of like a realtor's blazer draped over an orb.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Just a quick scripting note. They can't say things like the orb seemed reflective, or the orb seemed to reflect the things that were in the room, or the orb seemed to interact accurately with the lighting that was surrounding it, because the plugin that I've got, which is the Girl versus Monster plugin, that I bought from Disney, doesn't do any of those things. It just makes orbs.
Okay,
but you can make a monster movie with just orbs, I think.
Sure. So what's going to happen is so one of them's down the market and they're like, "Oh, did you buy the old McMaster place?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, I heard an orb was in it." And they'll be like, "Oh, that's silly. There's no such thing as orbs."
It's just
there's no such shape. There's no such shape as orb. They'll say, and then they'll go back to the house, and then there'll be sort of an hour and a half of them normally interacting in their new house, or decorating and living in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the final shot of the movie, they'll be like, "Oh, we need some more paint from Home Depot. Let's go." They get in their car and drive away, and the camera pans up to a window, and there's a sort of flat JPEG of an orb.
Oh my God, that's amazing. It can't be behind glass that has reflections.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, it's in front of the glass, sort of hovering in midair.
Yes, perfect. Yes. Wow. Can I just say? Are you alone in the dark? Are you afraid of the dark? Are you alone in the dark?
Am I alone in the dark?
Are you alone in the dark?
Not right now. I could be.
Okay. Yeah. Look, maybe you don't think you can make a good monster movie where the only monsters aren't things like werewolves and mummies and Frankensteins and Draculas, but are just orbs. And you'd be right, because they tried it with Girl versus Monster.
Yeah.
Did you like this film? No, you didn't like this film.
There were parts of this movie I liked. Things about this movie I liked. I quite liked the set design.
Yeah, I quite liked the set design. Yeah, but that long pause there indicated that generally I didn't like this movie at all. I
have some problems with the title to start with.
Sure,
because it's only 3 words. It's Girl versus Monster.
Versus Monster. Yeah.
Girl, fine. Girl, fine. Like the main character appears to identify as a female, so fine.
Sure. Girl.
Versus, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
Monster. Not so much.
No.
The sort of main antagonist of this film isn't a monster. She's a sort of ghost thing.
All the monsters are ghosts.
Yes.
There's only ghosts. There aren't any monsters that aren't ghosts.
I want you to look at the poster of this film.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah.
And tell me if you think that's an accurate representation of what this movie is.
Nope. Nope.
The sort of Frankenstein hand, with claws on it, and there's a big full moon, and the girl in question, Skylar, is sounding like sort of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like she's about to sort of fight a Frankenstein in a graveyard.
Yeah.
Looks pretty exciting.
The poster definitely implies that there's going to be some kind of humanoid enemy. As opposed to an orb.
Well,
there's more orbs in this film than in Stepsister from Planet Weird.
Yeah.
About an alien race of orbs.
This film should be called Girl sort of versus Ghosts, plural.
Yeah, a bit. But, okay, all right, top line. I think this movie's trying to do a lot. It has the most insane. It has an insane amount of lore.
Oh my God.
The world of this movie is so ambitious.
Yeah,
this is like if you got Tolkien to write a decom. You know, he's like, but first here's sort of 500 pages of the songs of the orbs.
Yeah, here's the sort of the history of the orbs and how they existed before time.
Yes,
and then the world came into being, and the orbs tried to sort of coexist with the world. It's my Silmarillion, but it's about orbs.
Yeah, it's also trying to be a helpful life lesson for kids about overcoming your fear. But unfortunately, what they've not done is, why don't you just have the fear be the fear of monsters?
Yeah.
And you overcome the fear of the monsters that you're fighting. But instead, in this film, in the lore of the world, fear is a kind of currency that the monsters sort of traffic in.
Yeah, it's like their food. We'll get into it as we go.
The bones are their money.
The bones are their money. We'll get into it as we go. I think let's hear the trailer.
Yeah.
See how Disney presented this when it came out in 2012, and then we can sort of start getting into the nitty-gritty, because there's a lot to unpack in this movie.
Skylar was fearless.
Love you. Already late. Stop stressing over your presentation. Said the girl who knows no fear.
Until one Halloween.
What is that?
A lifetime of fears.
Where are the hunter?
Was unleashed.
What's happening?
Bad Lady's immortal and wants to destroy your parents and possess your soul for all eternity. But hey.
Now, she must face the truth.
My parents are monster hunters? They're here.
And find her destiny.
Monster hunting's in your blood.
My heart's racing. My palms are sweating. My stomach feels funny. That's fear. I get that every day.
You need some firepower.
Holy paintball.
Definitely this. And take this too. This wouldn't hurt.
The Disney Channel original movie.
It'll be perfectly safe, I think.
Starring Olivia Holt.
Did you lose a couple of parents?
Where are we?
Introducing Luke Benward.
You can do this. You're a monster hunter. You scare the monsters, not the other way around.
This Monstober.
You guys distract the Yamada. I need some time.
It's fright.
Mom, Dad!
Versus fight. Good.
All of our friends are here.
Versus evil.
These things are real.
They sure are.
There's too many of them. You can do it.
I'm no ordinary monster.
Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. Let my parents go.
Girl versus Monster. The Disney Channel original movie.
Okay, we open on a cemetery. We hear wolves howling, and the camera pans to reveal a mansion.
Yeah, it's great. It's a graveyard full of fiberglass angels and werewolf howling, and it's adjacent to an Addams Family house, and already, I'm on board.
Already you're on board.
Because this is cool.
Already you're loving
it.
The
house looks cool.
Yep.
The graveyard looks cool. It looks like the sort of place you'd pay $15 to go in and you can choose a pumpkin to take home and get a glass of apple cider. It looks great.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. As we zoom in on this house, we then cut inside to see the interior, which is full of teens. They're setting up for some kind of big party. We see a banner going up into the rafters. It reads, "To Ghoul for School. Happy Halloween."
Yeah.
So some kind of Halloween party is being prepped for, and a band is practicing. The sticker on the bass drum tells us that the band is called the Backbeats.
Should have been a horror-themed band, but fine.
Yeah. The Horror Pops.
Yeah, it should have been the Horror Pops.
Done.
It should have got Horror Pops. Yeah. So there's a girl here. She is the titular girl. Her name is Skylar, and she's looking at this banner, and it's not straight. She's being helped by a sort of snivelling coward of a boy named Henry. "Want me to get the ladder out again?" he says, which I think is only worth noting because he is standing 2 feet to the left of a stepladder that is out.
Yeah, there are like many ladders visible.
Yeah. "Nope," says Skylar confidently, despite there being a ladder right there. She says, "Just give me a leg up." Henry can't believe this, but Skylar walks over to underneath the banner and starts doing sort of warm-ups.
Yeah.
And is, I regret to inform you, stood in front of a second stepladder.
So she's doing stretches. Henry at this point becomes alarmed. Apparently, unwise gymnastics is something that Skylar does constantly because he's panicking and begging. "You'll break your neck," he pleads, but to no avail. She sprints towards Henry, leaps into his sort of open palms leg up thing, and flips skywards high up in the air. She jumps about 20 feet up, does a somersault, and on the way down, she sort of grabs the banner, but doesn't pull it down with her. She sort of, while she's up there, like adjusts it, brackets question mark.
Yeah, she grabs it the correct amount to adjust it.
Yeah, and lands in a forward roll.
It also becomes clear during her jump that there's like a running balcony at the exact height of the banner from which it also could have been adjusted.
From which it has originally been suspended, it seems.
Yeah.
There are so many ways of doing this that aren't doing like a big Buffy leap. It's quite misleading generally because what this says to me is like, oh, here's a monster hunting girl
with powers
who has a secret identity as a monster. Yeah, who has powers.
Yeah.
Who has powers. But she doesn't actually have powers.
No, she has no powers. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is because she leaps about 18 feet into the air in a way that's sort of supernatural.
And she doesn't really do it again in the film.
No.
She does like a few leaps, but she doesn't do any that are this big or this ambitious.
We're soon to learn that Skylar has no sense of fear.
Yes.
So I guess if you weren't afraid of breaking your neck, you could sort of do supernaturally big jumps.
The thing that's stopping me from jumping that high isn't a fear of what will happen on the way down. It's very pragmatic. It's the amount of force that my legs are capable of generating, you know?
Yeah, but
it's
imagine
what my
if your
bones
legs
can withstand.
Imagine if your legs weren't full of fear, as they always are.
That's true. I do have very scared legs. I do have wobbly, snivelling jelly legs that go, oh, we probably can't do the jump.
A lot of fear fluid collecting in your ankles.
Yeah, heavy fear. Heavy fear pooling in my toes.
Yeah, so she's adjusted the banner now. Everyone sort of claps and cheers for her.
Yeah.
The band's lead singer, who is his hair length indicates hunkdom.
Yeah.
His name is Ryan, and he is impressed. "How many years of gymnastics went into that?" 6, says Skylar. And a half.
Mm-hmm. And they flirtily grin at each other. It's clear that these two have a crush on each other. Her dorky friends nearby, we've met Henry, and Sadie is also here, 2 dorky friends. They comment that it's no wonder that Skylar's parents are so overprotective if she's constantly backflipping dangerously. Speaking of, says Skylar, I've got to be home by 6.
Yeah, she goes to retrieve her bag from where she's placed it on the hi-hat pedal of the band's set drum kit.
Which is an odd place to
annoying.
put it. Unhelpful. Now, do you remember in Hatching Pete, about 60 minutes into the film, they remembered that it was supposed to launch a pop career? Well,
the pop career of Mitchell Musso.
Musso. Well, they remembered 90 seconds into this one that it had to launch a pop career because Ryan says, hey, before you go, do you want to sing a song?
Look, Disney, not every film has to launch someone's pop career.
Well,
particularly not if it's supposed to be a spooky sort of Halloween romp. You'll notice how in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar never sort of just stopped the show to sing a song that's now available on iTunes.
Do you remember the scene in Carrie where she goes up and she's awarded the prom queen prize and she gets up on stage and before the bucket of blood, there's a big dance number with all the crowd where Carrie sings, Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now, brackets from Girl versus Monster.
She does like a sexy dance, like a Britney Spears Toxic.
Yeah.
She's sort of writhing around on the stage with a big snake. Yeah,
exactly. And everyone else is dancing too, all the bullies and stuff, and then they snap back into the film and dump blood on Carrie.
Every possible moment in this film that they sort of wrench the steering wheel towards like pop stardom, away from like fun monster romp.
Yeah.
It's like if you're watching The Conjuring Last Rites and Vera Farmiga was like, oh no, the haunted mirror is spinning in the room upstairs. But before we get to that, here's Touch My Body, brackets Till the Break of Dawn by Vera Farmiga.
Nothing's going to stop me now, brackets from Girl vs. Monster. Which is what this song
brackets,
is.
Good version.
Good bracket, yeah. So they launch into this song. Ryan is heard to be playing 4 guitars at once. My note is maybe he's got a loop pedal. I'm feeling generous at this point in my notes.
Sure.
But fine, that's part of the course. As you can imagine, I mean, do you want to hear a bit, listener?
Yes, just
if you've been listening for a long time, you know what this song sounds like already. But
yeah, but I think it helps sort of like contrast with the subject matter of this film.
Yeah, it does. Okay, here's Nothing's Gonna Stop Me Now, brackets from Girl vs. Monster.
I just wanna scream out loud. Nothing's gonna stop me now. I'm never coming off this cloud. So move over, move over, move over. You don't wanna mess with me.
So this song finishes up, and Skylar turns to Ryan and says, "You guys are going to rock tomorrow." And I've written, is she not in the band? What's going on?
Yeah, this is strange, isn't it? As it ends, a preppy-looking girl called Myra emerges from a side hatch and shoos Skylar away, and she takes the lead microphone. She says, "We're rehearsing here. Why don't you take it from the top with a professional singer?"
Yeah.
So Myra is, in fact, the singer of the band, and she's bossy and mean and doesn't like Skylar.
Yeah.
And from her eyes and face movements, expressions, if you will, we can tell that she's protective of Ryan.
Yeah. The band all fondly watch Skylar leave and then start rehearsing with their hated singer, Myra.
Yeah.
Ryan sort of is looking at Skylar and like biting his lip and like rubbing his thighs and
chewing his bottom lip off.
Yeah.
Crushing like a bin lorry.
Yeah.
As they leave, Sadie tells Skylar that Ryan so likes her, but Skylar can't believe this. What? There's no way that Ryan, who was just rubbing himself and chewing his lip off and going, "Please, Skylar, sing a song with me." There's no way he could like her.
Smelling her hair and stuff. Yeah, there's no way that he would like her.
For example, there's no way that he could like her because, I mean, Exhibit A, Skylar says, they've been friends like forever.
Yeah.
So there's no way that this long-running childhood friendship could turn into something more.
Blossom into something more. And Skylar says, "Oh, but he's with Myra." And Sadie informs her that they've broken up. Again, wow, they're tough to keep track of. I wonder if there's an app for that, types a 54-year-old screenwriter, his fingers on the youth pulse.
Okay. So this film won
apps, don't they? The kids. An app for everything.
In 2012. There's an app for that was like...
Apps, to you and me, it means appetizers at the restaurant. But to the kids, it's got a whole different meaning.
2009 was there's an app for that thing.
Yeah, I think 3-year lead time is pretty good for a decom writer.
Yeah, it's filtered on through. Yeah. This movie won an award for its... the writers won a prize for it at the 65th Writers Guild of America Award.
What, worst screenplay?
Annie DeYoung and Ron McGee were the writers, and they won the prize for Best Children's Long Form or Special for Girl vs. Monster. So, say what you want about the writing, and we certainly will continue to, but there wasn't a better film this year in that category.
Oh my God. 2012. Well, we were all dealing with that Mayan apocalypse, weren't we?
We were. That's right. That's right.
So,
it was brutal.
Yeah.
Most screenwriters had sort of run for the bunkers, hadn't they?
Yeah, well, most screenwriters were being swept away in giant waves. So the fact that he got a screenplay out at all is impressive, I think. And that deserves recognition.
Yeah, very impressive.
So as they leave the still unexplained haunted mansion where this is all taking place, Skylar starts to walk off into a graveyard. Sadie is like, why are you going that way? And Skylar explains she's going to cut through the cemetery, otherwise she'll never get home in time. As she says this, we see a gargoyle come to life and watch her and then turn into a sort of orb. and get sort of motion controlled out of the shot.
Yeah, it turns to an orb of smoke. Its eyes glow red as well. The cemetery doesn't look very scary, is my note. It has like big pumpkin lantern decorations around the graves, which
again, it looks like the sort of place you would get hot cider ladled out of a big bowl into a steaming cup.
Yeah.
And maybe watch a harvest band play sort of a washboard and a banjo and just have a nice time. Maybe a hayride.
A lovely time and home by 5 p.m. I would say this cemetery is so decorated as to be insensitive. It's like...
yeah, it is an actual cemetery.
Yeah, but never mind. Sadie is really nervous. She doesn't want to go through the cemetery because there's dead people there. But Skylar's like, I'm not scared. We're to find out later that she has no fear of anything.
Yeah.
Even though Skylar said she's running late, they stopped to chat in a sort of bandstand that's in the middle of the cemetery.
So, Skylar is dragging a panicking Sadie through the cemetery, and then she asks, if Ryan likes her, why doesn't he just ask her out? And the gargoyle is watching and loving all of this. Sadie explains...
Gargoyle's getting all the tea.
Yeah. Sadie explains that Ryan has a fear of rejection. So Skylar says she doesn't understand this because she's not afraid of anything. The gargoyle's like, whoa, wait until the fellas hear about this.
Gargoyle's planning a great big voice note to the group chat.
Guys, you'll never guess who I saw in the haunted cemetery.
Yeah. Skylar and Sadie. And they were talking about, you guessed it, Ryan. Sadie says that Ryan is just afraid that you'll say no if he asks her out. How can me saying no be scary? She asks, baffled. Sadie's confused.
Yeah, she's not afraid of anything, but also she doesn't understand fear.
Yeah.
Or human emotions, I guess.
Like if Daredevil, the man without fear, walked around being like, why are you all scared of Kingpin?
Yeah.
Don't be.
Well, I'm just going to walk out into traffic. Why are you waiting for the lights?
Cowards.
Well, because we might get hit by a car.
Why is that? Why are you afraid of that?
Why are you afraid of that? I'm not afraid of it. I'm just going to walk out into traffic.
This film has an odd relationship with the concept of fear, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's maybe the people who made this film feel no fear and sort of, have only learned about fear from books and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you or I started writing this screenplay, we would probably go, oh, this isn't very good. I bet people will laugh at it because of our fear.
Yes.
But if you have no fear, you would submit this to the Disney Channel with a sort of unearned confidence, wouldn't you?
That's right, we would. So I don't see the big deal, Skylar shrugs, as Sadie presents, for example, rejection and humiliation as frightening things. Yeah. That's because nothing scares you, says Sadie. And as they walk away, the gargoyle swoops down behind them to kill them with its claws and stuff.
But it is intercepted mid-pounce by a blue blur. That's right. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. It does look like Sonic the Hedgehog. the revamp where they had to backtrack on the design.
Yeah, right. Ugly Sonic swoops in.
Yeah, it's like a kind of... there's a bolt of blue kind of electric fire, blasts the gargoyle out of the sky, pew, and it smashes into the ground.
Yeah.
They turn at the sound, but there's nothing there anymore. So then they're like, I guess it was just Sonic the Hedgehog passing through.
Probably just a cat, says Skylar. Or a corpse. Oh my God, there it is, she says, which really Sadie up. She's like banging on the cemetery gates going, please let me out, please.
Let me
Skylar's
out.
like, lol, I can't understand the emotion you're experiencing.
Yeah. When they're gone, after a moment, two adults wearing long leather coats and welding masks spring out from behind tombs and they jog over to the downed gargoyle and they both shoot it with guns.
They both, execution style. They both empty the clip into this downed gargoyle.
The gargoyle's begging, pleading, let me just get one voice note into the group chat.
And they're not going to believe this steaming hot tea.
Fellas, here's the tea. I'm being shot with guns.
By a couple of weirdos in welding masks.
Yeah. So the guns are sort of shoot blue lasers, so it's fine.
Yeah. Another one has a handheld Ghostbusters trap that they use to trap this this gargoyle.
Whoa.
Who brought Ghostbusters into this? What?
Whoa, what? Look,
this is original technology.
This is original technology. The gargoyle, what I've written down is the gargoyle is sucked into a trap in a way that a Disney lawyer probably scrutinised closely before making some calls to find out whether Columbia Pictures would have the cash on hand to take Disney to court. Or whether
they could outlast Disney.
Yeah.
If they could, I mean, definitely they could take us to court. Could they outlast us in court?
Exactly.
Probably
That's
not.
the thing. Obviously, they have a case. Obviously, it's stealing.
Yeah.
Are they going to win in court? I don't think so. You've got the green light.
I think it's fine as long as they don't then take the trap and like empty it into some sort of containment unit in the basement of the building they live in.
That would be simply too much.
That would be simply exactly the same. So as long as that doesn't happen, I think we'll be all right.
The trap does at least look quite different from the Ghostbusters one. You imagine like a Ghostbusters trap, you know, how it looks kind of cool.
It looks worse.
It looks worse than that. It looks like a sort of steampunk mini disc.
Yeah, it's rubbish, but it's fine. That was too close to comfort, says one of the figures. They shouldn't be out this soon. This is no ordinary Halloween, says the other, and then they leave.
End of scene. We cut to daytime. We're now in a typical suburban home on a typical suburban street. I mean, it's not typical because it's in a decom, which means that it's like so decorated for Halloween. It looks like a truck full of Halloween decorations has exploded. Outside the house.
We see a van with the vanity plate Dr. Mold and a sign declaring it MoCo, the Mold and Fungus Consultants. Skylar comes downstairs to say goodbye to her mum, but her mum insists that she eats breakfast and serves up a whole piece of toast covered in garlic. Eat this garlic clove covered piece of bread, she says. It fights off so many nasty things.
Skylar's like, I don't think I will, actually. And when Mum's not looking, she tips it into the bin. Mum says, don't forget, we have our annual mycology symposium at the Natural History Museum tonight.
Halloween is a big night in the mold community, we learn.
Yeah, this confuses Skylar, but she breezes on. She says that Ryan's party is tonight. That's the one that they were setting up for earlier. So could her curfew be a little later? And Mum says, well, how about this? You don't go to the party at all.
Yeah.
Skylar is not keen on this. They argue.
Mum says it's not a good night. It's a bad element out there.
Yeah.
In a sort of dark way that makes you think that it's possibly Mum has been in some of the worst parts of YouTube recently.
Yeah, definitely. She's like, there's a bad element. And Skylar's like, is there? It's just sort of little kids dressed as pirates. And, you know. Yeah. So, but Mum is adamant, no going out on Halloween. So Skylar storms off to argue with her dad instead, and she goes downstairs to his basement lab.
Dad, can I please go to Ryan's party?
Sure.
Awesome! I love you.
Steve?
Yeah, hon.
Party's tonight.
Oh, then no, you may not go to the party.
What?
The thing is, sweetheart.
Dad, do not sweetheart me.
Precious, we want...
That's worse than sweetheart.
Look, when you're older...
How much older?
16.
But I'm almost 16.
But not quite.
Honey, we love you very much. This is not any...
Then quit ruining my life.
Skylar, that's...
Skylar, honey.
Ooh, burn. Teenagers, Give you nothing but trouble.
So the character you heard at the end there was Cobb, Mum and Dad's lab assistant.
Yeah, popular character Cobb.
He wears a trilby, he has a goatee.
Yeah, he exists mostly as an expositional device, as we will discover later.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Cobb. It's like he's sort of cursed to only do exposition.
Yeah.
That curse is kind of like having a child. The curse of you're cursed to always be doing exposition. Oh, it's a camera. It captures images you can look at later. Oh, it's a window. It's glass. It's fragile, so don't hit it. Well, we can see through it, can't we? We can see what's outside. Oh, it's a tree. Yes, the leaves are green now, but soon they'll be orange. They'll fall off. Why? Because it's autumn. What's autumn? Why, I'll tell you. It's one of 4 seasons. What's a season? Well,
Daddy's very tired. Yeah, Daddy's just going to lie down on the floor.
That's more or less what Cobb is doing through this whole movie.
What's a monster? Well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
How did they come to be? Well, let me tell you. What do your parents do? Well, I'll tell you.
It's a sort of smoking orb.
So Dad opens a sciencey case to reveal the monster trapping device from earlier. Maybe we should just tell her, says Mom. A steampunk Ghostbusters containment unit comes out of a side hatch, and Columbia's lawyers... It's true. Columbia's lawyers Googling steampunk, wondering if it's transformational enough.
Columbia's lawyers look sadly at their bank account. We can't outlast them in court. There's nothing to be done.
I don't know. They just bought out Elio. They must be hurting. Mum asks Dad if he took his garlic. Dad explains that that's a superstition and doesn't work. So they might not be quite on the same page, monster hunting-wise, these two, for some reason.
So they put their steampunk mini-disc trap thing on a large, like a diving bell, a big steampunk diving bell trap. They place it on and they pull some levers. It makes a toilet flushing sound. And we see the gargoyle that they trapped appear at a little porthole window in this sort of apparatus.
Yeah, if you're having trouble imagining it, think of the containment unit from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that'll get you there. Yeah. Dad Tuts, full apparition. We picked him up last night, and it wasn't even Halloween yet. My God, seems the monster's getting more powerful this year. Something's going on. This is going to turn out to be nothing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just remembered that this
just remembered that this is there's no reason.
Yeah. I was like, what is going on this Halloween? Why is this Halloween special?
Why is this special?
The reason is because no reason.
The reason is no reason. Yeah. Also, this containment unit is making like an absolute ton of noise. We've established that the basement door isn't locked.
Yeah.
There's no way that Skylar has not come down here at any point and discovered all of this.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah. I mean, she's like 15, nearly 16.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe she's always listening to her Zune player or something, so she's always got her headphones in, so she doesn't hear the fact that like the basement is sort of rumbling and howling all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I know from my experience when between the ages of about 11 and 15, whenever I was bored, I would simply go through all of my parents' drawers. So if my parents had a secret basement, I wasn't forbidden from going in, I'd be in there.
Yeah, I'd be in there non-stop.
Touching and looking on stuff.
Yeah, looking at little gargoyles through a hatch.
Yeah.
Tapping on it.
It's got some kind of orb down here.
There's sort of haunted mansion cue music playing as Skylar heads into high school. Henry leaps out at her, likably wearing a horrible goblin mask, going, ah! Skylar is not afraid, and she's also not in the mood for Henry's BS. She explains that her parents are making her stay home tonight so she can't go to the party, and they have a moan about her parents. Then the two of them are jump scared again by some jock, and Henry screams.
Yeah, in a werewolf mask. They go to a kind of Halloween Horror Nights school where
people always jump out.
All the corridors are full of boo holes for scare actors to jump out at you when you're trying to walk around.
I think you wet your pants, Skylar says to Henry. Henry looks down in panic. I did not.
The fact that he has to look down tells me that I think he probably did, at least a little.
He finds his groin is in fact dry and urine free, so he's outraged at this accusation.
Dry as a bone down there, he says proudly.
In school, Sadie is doing some revisions. She's practicing for a big presentation she has to give on the fight or flight response.
Yeah, the brain's fear response.
But she's really nervous.
So that's a pretty chill presentation.
She thinks that when she gets up there, she'll probably freeze up and look like an idiot. Just don't let it scare you, says Skylar, the girl without fear.
Yeah.
And Sadie is like, well...
Steps boldly into traffic.
Yeah. Why is everyone treating Skylar's lack of being scared of public speaking and going on dates like it's some kind of obscene superpower? Because when she says this, Sadie's like, well, of course you would say that. You aren't afraid of things. It's
the
like...
girl without fear.
It's not that unusual to be... like
not have confidence.
Yeah, like Sadie's paralyzed with fear at the thought of public speaking.
Yeah.
And everyone finds public speaking a little scary, but a lot of people don't find it so scary that they can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, like, if you met someone and you were like, are you scared of asking people out and doing public speaking? And they were like, no, not particularly. I don't really see why people are scared. You wouldn't be like, whoa, this is your defining personality trait.
Yeah.
You're not scared of things that some people are.
The girl without any fear whatsoever.
The girl without fear. How does it happen? There must be a supernatural explanation.
Well, because nothing like... We later find out, that she doesn't have a sense of fear for anything, including ghosts and things like that. But that doesn't happen on a regular basis. It's just normal things in a school.
Yeah, it's just normal school
and
things.
She just comes across as like fairly confident.
Yeah.
And also with a supernatural jumping ability that's never explained.
The first chunk of this movie really feels like the movie was going to be going somewhere else, but the backspace key was broken, etc. So there was no time to like go back and change this because it really, really feels like it's queuing up that she is a monster hunter already.
Yeah.
And she's not scared of public speaking and she's not scared of asking boys out on dates because she's fighting Frankensteins, like in her...
Right, it's sort of like lower down her list of priorities because she's off to like intercede in a battle between Frankenstein and the Wolfman.
Yeah, like Buffy.
Yeah.
But that's going to none of that's going to turn out to be true.
You say that, Luke, but you're wrong because the Writers Guild of America gave this an award, so it's good.
That is true. That is true.
So Ryan, the band hunk from earlier, he comes and sits down to join them. Who's excited for the big party at the haunted house I inexplicably live in, brackets question mark, he says. Should be a blast, says Skylar.
Yeah.
I can't believe my dad got permission to use Macquarie Mansion, says Ryan, brackets question mark. No one ever gets in there, brackets question mark.
Do you really think it's haunted? Asks Henry, wetting himself. Who knows? Who knows, the kids say.
Who knows, says Skylar, not wetting herself because she doesn't experience fear.
Yeah.
The crotch remains bone dry.
They say that old man Macquarie lost his mind and shut himself up in the house for years. They say this as if that's frightening. That doesn't sound that insane to me. Like, he lived in his house for years.
Or being in your house.
Old man Macquarie lived in his house for years.
Old man Macquarie stayed inside his house because it was nice and big.
Yes, and like a lot of elderly people, doesn't get out the house much.
You know how all of us, we sort of live on our front lawns.
Yeah.
And we occasionally go into our house to use the bathroom and the kitchen to make dinner, and then we go back outside and sort of sleep on the lawn.
Old man Macquarie shut himself up in his house
different.
For years.
He was in his house.
The music's going like... Sensing that Ryan is engaging in conversation with other girls, Myra, the actual band leader, uses instant transmission to appear behind Ryan. We need to go over the set list, she says, to disturb this conversation. And he smiles ruefully at Skylar as if to say, God, I wish I could keep talking to you, Skylar. But Myra's here now, and I have to do what she says.
But my hated bandmate Myra is here.
My ex-girlfriend Myra is here, so I guess I have to do what she says. When Ryan has left, before Myra goes, she hisses at Skylar. Don't think I don't know what you're doing here. Stay away from Ryan, or I swear I will make your life miserable, she promises.
Yeah. Skylar can't sort of pass this as a threat because she doesn't understand fear or emotion, so she just sort of smiles benignly at this. For that to happen, I'd have to care what you think, she says.
No. But Myra says, I will make your life miserable.
Yeah.
For that, and Skylar says, no, for that to happen, I would have to care what you think. No. If Myra ran over Skylar's mum and dad with a snowplow, it wouldn't matter at all what Myra thinks.
Oh, mum and dad are going under the snowplow, but it's okay. I don't care what Myra thinks.
Well, Myra thinks I'll run over your parents with a snowplow. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Skylar's life would be miserable regardless. It's well within Myra's power to make Skylar's life miserable.
Yeah.
Anyway, this annoyed me.
She could take Skylar's laptop and like do a bunch of illegal internet stuff on it.
Yeah.
And then Skylar would go to prison.
Yeah, she'll explain to the police, well, I don't really care what Myra thinks. Okay.
I don't care what it seems I was doing on the dark web because I don't care what Myra thinks about me. Like, okay,
it's not really what you're on trial for.
Just get into the back of the car. We'll take you down to the station.
Also, while we're moaning, in this scene, the high school is like...
That should be the name of the podcast.
While we're moaning.
Yeah.
And another thing. So there's like... Obviously, the school is full of kids. I don't have a problem with that. But one of them's wearing...
My biggest problem with this film. This high school's full of children.
Full of children.
Are we to believe? Cinema sins ding.
Yeah, one of them's wearing a luchador mask. And it's like, there's just a lot of sort of weak-ass background Halloween in this film that's like really like Halloween Town grade non-committal.
Varying levels of attention to detail, yeah.
And it's like Halloween is sort of catching and spreading slowly. Like, what's up with this one kid who's wearing a wrestling mask at the cafeteria? Because
maybe that was just Rey Mysterio Jr. He's quite short.
Yes, it could be, yeah.
He's just visiting the school to see if he should send his kids there.
To really find out, he went undercover at the cafeteria. I'll eat lunch amongst them.
He was like, I've got to taste the lunch, see if it's good. How do you do,
fellow kids?
It's me, Rey Mysterio, Booyaka 619, let's go.
So as Myra leaves, I can't believe Ryan ever went out with her, says Skylar.
Yeah.
Smirking.
We cut to Ryan and Myra. She's complaining that the guitars are too loud in the band's mix. And then she sees the poster for tonight. Her name is too small and it's hanging crooked. I'll go get Skylar, says Ryan. She's got supernaturally powerful legs. But Myra says, no.
Fixing banners.
I can jump high enough to fix this banner. Yeah. And I'm like, why is anyone jumping to fix banners? Stop this.
Worth noting, this conversation finds Myra, Chet and Ryan at the top of a stairwell, above which it seems to go down about 5 stories. And the banner is sort of perched above it in the highest, deadliest point. So Myra sort of backs up starts doing stretches, and Ryan's like, I don't think this is a good idea. And Myra's like, well, shut up, how about that? And she bolts into a run, jumps up on Ryan's leg up hands, flies into the air, grabs the poster, then, of course, falls down the stairs and dies.
This is the only way this could have gone.
Yeah.
He launches her like upwards and horizontally.
Yeah.
Away from the balcony that they're on and towards the stairwell, which obviously goes downwards because it's a stairwell.
Yeah.
So
there's no way. There's no way she could land.
No.
There's no way she could. There's no way. There's no way.
She falls about 20 feet, lands on the stairs, and then sort of tumbles down 2 flights of stairs, landing in a crunched up bone heap at the bottom of it.
Yeah, it looks really painful. And it's not really played in a kind of particularly slapstick way. I mean, obviously it's a kid's film, so it's not like crunch, crunch, blood, blood or anything.
Yeah.
But it's also not like, you know, like...
Yeah, she sort of like yowls in pain for the first couple of crunches, and then the rest of it is done in a kind of grim silence. So it's like,
well, she's unconscious by that point.
Yeah, that's what that you can pinpoint the exact moment she loses consciousness on this crunching descent.
Yeah. So that's that.
We cut to some trick-or-treaters out in the street. Yes. A strange orb flies through the sky, and then it turns into a dog. The trick-or-treaters see this dog and coo at it, but then it grows all big, like in The Mask when the dog gets the mask, and it scares the trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, his head goes into a big CGI The Mask dog.
Yeah.
Even though this was, I think, many years later.
15 years after. And it's worse.
It's worse somehow.
Yeah.
It looks really unsettling. It looks like they made the dog head be cartoony so that it wouldn't be scary.
Yeah.
But they accidentally made it much more scary. Because, well...
It's sort of, flat and doesn't have any shadows. And
Yeah. So everyone, all the kids run away. Moments later, blue wrist-mounted beams fire out at the dog, and Mum and Dad, in their battle garb, have trapped the dog in a mini-disc.
Yeah.
He was practically solid.
And it's not even sunset yet, says Dad.
They're not being very discreet with their monster hunting. It's like the middle of the day and they're walking around a busy suburban road shooting dogs with lasers. It's like
they're just walking around shooting dogs.
Executing dogs in the street.
Yeah. Sort of, like, when you put it that way.
There are loads of people around, but they're wearing their monster hunting garb, which is a long leather coat and some stuff
a long leather coat and a welding mask. Yeah,
I think this is as good a time as any to mention. I don't think Mum and Dad's monster hunting costumes are nearly good enough or specific enough. Like they are just wearing thin, long leather jackets. They look sort of flimsy and cheap, and they've got like some stuff on their wrists, and then under their jackets, which are just under their long coats, they're just wearing like normal Mum and Dad clothes.
Yeah, Dad's wearing like a zip-up gilet and Mum's in a sort of sensible cardigan.
They should be dressed like that. Do you remember that Van Helsing movie with Hugh Jackman?
Yes, they should have way too many belts and straps.
Yeah, belts and straps, yeah. That was like a kind of steampunk monster hunting thing.
They should just be doing it in Mum and Dad clothes. This is a sort of like awkward half measure.
Yes.
That is good in neither direction.
Yes, exactly. So they go back to the mould van and they place a call to Cobb back in the lab. They say they've got another one coming in. Cobb is alarmed. We see him back in the lab. He says, the system's running pretty hot. Dad says, bring the backup generator online.
Yeah.
And we see Cobb observing the diving bell ghost trap, which suddenly emits a gout of steam, and he screams in fright. I hate Halloween, he says.
Yeah.
Having chosen the profession of monster hunting.
So what I've written here in my notes is we cut to Ryan singing the shittiest song in the world.
Oh, what do you mean had me at hello, brackets from Girl versus Monster, where at is, of course, an at like an email at.
I guess I do mean that. I guess that is the official. I guess it's not called. It's not called shittiest song in the world, brackets from Girl versus Monster. Although, maybe it should be.
This is the track off our upcoming album. Hope you enjoy it. It's called shittiest song in the world, brackets from Girl versus Monster. You have me at hello. An at is like an email.
Like in an email, because it's 2012 and I know what the kids are up to.
Emailing.
Email and apps, isn't it?
Oh my God. So it's kind of half rehearsal, half gig. It's in a garage, presumably Ryan's garage. I don't know.
Yeah.
Myra watches from the sofa. Her neck is in a brace. Skylar is here too.
She broke her neck in this fall.
Yeah. Skylar is vibing to the music, but abruptly Ryan stops performing the song. Terrible, right? He says to Skylar. She says, yes, it was the shittiest song in the world.
Shittiest song in the world. Yeah, his singing is basically like too good. It's been like overproduced and vocoded and tweaked and stuff to be mathematically perfect. And he turns to Skylar and he's like, yeah, I really can't sing. I'm the worst at it.
I'm terrible, right? And she's like, I'm just confused. I haven't heard you sing in a long time. And he says, well, I hate my voice.
For some reason.
Which is fair enough because he's cursed to only be able to sing in overproduced noughties Disney auto-tune. It is
shiny Disney pop voice.
It is actually a problem for this film on a number of occasions that it's important narratively that someone can't perform well because they are nervous, because they feel fear, because they're scared, and that's supposed to be what's happening to Ryan here. But clearly, no one at Disney is willing to let there be a single second of like un-auto-tuned, compressed, reverbed,
exactly,
singing happen. No one's allowed to sing nervously or a little off key or whatever. So whenever it's like, okay, but I'm nervous, and then it's like, gonna shake my stuff. Add me at hello, like
it's the best song in the world. Best song in the world. Yeah, I've written here, why are there songs in this?
Yeah, good question.
Brackets, or if there are, at least make them about Frankenstein or whatever.
Brackets from Girl vs. Monster.
Brackets from Girl vs. Monster. Like, they should be doing, like, sort of horror rockabilly songs, like the Monsters theme, or, surf, like, monster-y surf rock.
Yeah.
I creep to the crypt where the Wolfman lives. that kind of thing. That would be great.
Right, it should be doing.
Yeah. Dracula and his son.
But anyway, Ryan canonically in universe can't sing and is bad at it and is crucially shy. I don't know what we're going to do, he says. Myra can't even open her jaw. She amusingly mimes the accident that led up to this. We have no lead singer for tonight, Ryan says. Then Myra goes...
But her neck sort of re-breaks while she tries to protest. She's like...
And then Ryan, doing something evil, just for some reason, watches Myra unable to speak because her neck's broken, and then says, that's a great idea, Myra. Skylar, you could be our lead singer. And Myra's eyes are sort of wide. She's like in the sunken place, being like...
Yeah, right. She's got like locked-in syndrome, and she's sort of lying in a hospital bed watching her husband flirting with the nurse who's come to change her sheets. Nightmare.
So Ryan's like, yeah, Myra, you're right. Skylar could be our new lead singer. Good idea, Myra. Skylar is like, oh my God, me be the singer? I would love to, but my parents, she says, because of course she's not supposed to go out tonight.
Yeah.
Please, Sky, says Ryan, I need you. And he does great big puppy eyes. What the heck, says Skylar. Sounds like
so she agrees to this. She's like, yeah, I'll do this. And then Ryan's like, great. And of course, if you start to feel stage fright, standing on stage in front of all those people, staring at you, judging you, hating your awful voice, she's like, well, A, why would you bring this up? And B, I don't get scared of things because I've got some kind of neurological condition. And he explains that, like, if he gets stage fright... Mm-hmm. What he does is he simply becomes one with the music and enters a supernatural flow state of genius.
It's so annoying.
So simply do that.
Yeah, he says, I try and get lost in the music. It helps. Well, if it happens, I'll try that, says Skylar. And then Ryan, perhaps sensing that he hasn't had enough kudos for being a genius, says, look, if you get in trouble, if you do become nervous or scared while you're singing, then just look over at me and we'll sing it together. And Skylar doesn't seem concerned at all because she doesn't feel fear. But also, I just really like this. This scene works regardless of her supernatural lack of fear because Ryan's like, hey, look, you're going to be terrified singing in front of your peers because, hey, it's a big thing.
You don't see it, so let me just explain it to you why it's scary. They'll all be judging you. And if you make a single mistake, everyone will hate you forever. Yeah. Again, I feel like this isn't getting through to you. Your life will be ruined if you make a single mistake. Are you getting it?
Now, I know what you're going to say. Ryan, you're right, and I'm afraid I don't want to do it anymore. But wait, listen, because I have been doing this for years. I have mastered the art. I have mastered my fear. Here's what I do. I become lost in the music. I know what you're saying. Ryan, it won't work. Trust me. Trust me. And...
Trust me, Ryan.
here's another little gift that I'm willing to bestow on you. If you do become nervous, you feel a little butterfly in your tummy, just look over at me. We'll sing it together.
I'll be staring at you from the other side of the stage. Just come over and we'll both sing into the same microphone. Our mouths almost touching.
And Skylar's sort of like blank face, like, yeah, I really don't find this frightening, which is
yeah. You say that now. But it'll be different when you're up there in front of 20 or 30 children.
Trust me. When the lights go on and they're screaming your name, there's always a moment.
Every fibre of your being will want to wet yourself.
There's always a moment where you want to run, you want to flee. But I say to myself, Orion, and I dig deep. I lose myself in the music. It's my own special technique.
All I do is I simply connect myself to the web of the universe.
Yeah, connect myself to the
music. Allow that to guide me.
I let the song carry me. I let the song be my courage. And she's like, yeah. I mean, I'm just sort of singing from some of my peers, and I'm good at it. I really don't find this frightening at all.
Yeah, all we're singing is shittiest song in the world, brackets from Girl vs. Monster. I don't think it's not too much of an issue.
It's no big thing, Ryan. But anyway, from the sofa, Myra goes, replacing you with Skylar, he says to her when Skylar has left. That was a fantastic idea, which seems unnecessarily cruel.
Yeah, exactly. So at home, Dad sneaks into a secret door to the basement lab and he talks to Cobb of the strangeness recently. Cobb notes that the containment unit is drawing way more power than you'd expect from the, quote, plasma levels of the ones he bought in.
Yep.
Dad's theory, something to do with our guest of honor, he says. And then the containment unit is wheeled out and inside it is a scowling woman's face.
Yeah, it's Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion. Yeah, which is like, it's just a sort of face floating in the window going like, he asked Cobb to keep an eye on Skylar tonight and make sure she stays home while they're out shooting dogs in the street with guns.
Executing dogs in the street. He also makes it clear that he will not pay Cobb for this.
Yeah.
A likeable character moment for the dad.
Yeah. Oh no, says Dad, looking at another mini disc player. More readings.
Yeah.
His radar is pinging dozens of monsters all over, and he rushes away.
He looks at his little ghost radar, which is like a little radar screen. It is showing, I counted, 57 monsters. Which is loads of monsters.
That is quite a lot of monsters.
Yeah.
Considering it seems to be an afternoon's work to go and get one monster.
To shoot a dog to death in the street. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, man. Okay. So we see Skylar begging Mum to let her go out to the party, but Mum's made her mind up and Skylar's locked in the house. Dad rounds the corner.
Yeah, they come out. They're about to head out. They're not very good at pretending they're not monster hunters because Dad's like, we've got loads of monster stops to make before the symposium that we're going to.
We've got monster stops to make.
Cobb rounds the corner dressed like he's on his way to a specials gig. He's wearing a little pork pie hat and
he does a sort of Call of Duty lean around the wall. Sort of, he's holding a chess set. He says to Skylar, ready to hang with Uncle Cobb? This is obviously not alluring and Skylar is cross.
Yeah.
Cobb insists that he's not a babysitter, he's a teen social companion. My note, ew.
Dad says, I'll just set the alarm so you're nice and safe inside the house. You won't know it's there, says Mum, unless you try to go outside. Have a nice night and don't open any doors or windows. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
And then they leave.
Cobb confesses after they've gone that he doesn't know the code, so if she wanted to have any friends over, they would have to be here already.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's been trapped in the house by Mum and Dad, and she's not allowed to go to the party.
Mm-hmm. Bad luck trick-or-treaters in the neighbourhood, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can maybe post the candy through the letterbox out to you. No, I guess not.
Monster breach detected.
House flooding with poison gas. Well, I guess she didn't get got by monsters tonight. Yeah, that's what we wanted. She simply inhaled our gas.
So Mum feels awful about all this as they get in the van, but Dad chides her. He says, do you really want her out with your family's blood in her veins?
Brackets question mark.
Mum is sad, though. She says, we should have told her. Without training...
Brackets, will this be picked up later? Brackets. No.
No. Brackets. Brackets, no. Without training, she wouldn't be a monster hunter. She'd be monster hunted, says Dad. And they drive off to shoot dogs. We're in the house. Skylar... Oh, my God. Oh my God. Okay, like stop the podcast because this is the rest of it. Okay. This is the most calamitous bit of like fake interface prop work I've ever seen.
Yes.
So you know how in a movie when someone gets their phone out, it's not often, it doesn't look like a phone. They've kind of simplified it to make it more visually readable. It will just be like a big button that says call and like a photo of someone's face or something.
Yeah.
Fine. But they've made an interface for this film.
Yeah.
What looks to me to be a perfectly good interface, but they have shot it wrong. Just literally completely wrong. So here, okay, this is going to be hard to describe, but I'm going to do my best because I need the listeners to understand how egregious this is.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. Okay, Skylar takes out her phone. She considers calling Ryan, but then calls Sadie. What we actually see, however, is that someone has made a video of Ryan and Sadie with their photos in portrait mode, and this video that plays on the phone that she's holding is going to swipe from one to the other. So she can sort of brush her finger across it, and the interface will look as if it's sort of moving from Ryan's profile to Sadie's profile. Okay?
Yeah.
But on set, they're doing it with an iPhone, and you can see the QuickTime video overlay on it. So her phone, she's holding like a phone, but it's covered in landscape buttons, as in like buttons in landscape mode. So all like up and down the side, there's like a huge sideways play bar, like on the bottom and on the top, and we see her press the play button, which starts the video. Then we see her tap the center of the screen to dismiss the video overlay, because I guess the actor knows how to use a phone, even if no one involved in like filming and editing this knows what's happening. So she taps the middle of it to dismiss the QuickTime interface. Then there's a cutaway to her face, and then she presses the screen as if to swipe, but in doing so, she brings up the interface again, because, like, I don't know how much you remember of iOS in 2012, but when you would tap a video, it would, like, bring up all the buttons.
And then, without her touching the screen, it then swipes across to Sadie's profile.
Yes.
Without being touched.
Yes, while you see the play bar progressing. So, like, from the top to the bottom of this phone, there's a vertical line that's like moving steadily downwards as the phone lets you know this video is playing, and then swiping left to right in portrait mode of its own accord is this like phone profile goes from Ryan to Sadie. It's an absolute car crash, and I don't...
It's a catastrophic error in editing and production. I don't know how this made it into the movie.
What's so annoying about it is that what you actually see in the film is you see the actor like trying to make it work for the film. So she starts it playing and then tries to like dismiss the interface, presumably thinking, okay, now will be the bit that we use.
Yeah.
But instead they've used the wrong footage. It's like if there was a bit in the film where Skylar was like sat in a chair drinking coffee, chatting with the director. It's like, it's a bit that's not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be in the film.
Yeah, it's, oh God.
And it's just, I think this is one of those like the things that I find the most awkward and uncomfortable about DCOMs is when you can feel how wildly out of touch the production of them is, like with young people and with the kids who are watching, because
people will have watched this,
yeah,
and been like, yes, looks fine to me.
Yes, and it will have looked fine to them because I guess they weren't so familiar with I mean, it doesn't look fine to anyone, but this this isn't just laziness. It feels like it comes from a place of ignorance rather than laziness, and it's just it's an embarrassing mistake.
I tell you what, I'll put a video of this on like the Instagram post for this episode.
Yeah,
there will be a carousel, and the second thing in the carousel will be a video of this, so you can watch this yourself.
Yeah,
and just appreciate how staggeringly bad this is, and how it's unbelievable that nobody caught it before the movie went out.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Rant over. So anyway, she phones Sadie through the QuickTime app. She tells Sadie that she's got to get out of here. She's going to cut the power to the house and break out. Cutting the power will mean that the alarm goes dead, so she can leave the house without the alarm going off. That's the plan.
That's the plan. So downstairs, Cobb is playing solo Jenga. She goes past him into the basement and he's like, wait a second, the secret monster lab, and chases her down there.
Yeah.
Skylar walks up to what, to the best of her knowledge, are refrigerators containing her parents' life work. Samples of spores, molds, and fungus. Again, a Ghostbusters reference. She says, might as well turn them all off, and starts just throwing switches down in the basement.
Yeah. Immediately, the room starts filling with smoke and everything starts exploding. The big, like, monster trap sort of automatically wheels itself out of the secret wall and starts hissing and exploding. Cobb runs down.
This is, like, objectively an insane thing to do. Like, do you think this is an offshoot of her, like, lack of fear?
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Because she doesn't understand consequences, maybe?
I'll tell you what. We've had a go at mum and dad, but kudos to them for managing to raise a child who has literally no sense or concept of fear. It must have been quite challenging, because if she'll just sort of walk into and be like, let's throw all the switches, I don't fear anything, including the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, we're on holiday. I'm going to swim out into the ocean. I'm going to go to the bottom of the ocean and sit there for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I'm enjoying, like, looking at things and I don't fear drowning.
Don't do that. You'll drown to death. I'm not afraid of that. Okay.
Okay.
But cool. You don't want it though, right? I'm not scared.
I'm not scared of it.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Well, okay. I won't do that. But what I will do is I'll eat this bag of light bulbs.
No.
Because I'm not afraid of slashing my mouth up with glass.
Oh my God. Look, we're reasonably close to getting into like the lore dump.
Oh God. Okay.
Where this movie's kind of going to play its hand as to sort of like what its fictional universe is. So let's push on because it's going to be wild.
Okay, so everything's exploding in the basement. They flee through the exploding basement and run up the stairs. They go out the secret basement door. The containment unit explodes and suddenly red smoke is flying everywhere. Demons are all escaped and loose. Hello, world. Mommy's home, says a demon named Demata. Sadie and Henry see this, and Henry tries to immediately sort of run away from cowardice. But Sadie says, no, we must go and help Skylar. So they go and sort of stand behind Skylar and don't do anything.
Yeah, so they're all on the lawn outside. It's still the middle of the day. The spirit Demata she's kind of like floating in midair now, and her like lower half is all smoke, like how Ursula has an octopus lower half. This is like smoky lower half. Where are the hunters? Yells Demata, and her head spins around with visual effects, and everyone screams. It looks kind of bad, but wait, there are yet more monsters to meet.
Theodosia! Bob! Come to me! You're both looking well. Whose fear have you been feeding on? Look at them cower! They must be delicious. Anyway, come. Let's go hunt the hunters. Oh, don't fret, dear. I'll be back soon. For eternity. Bob, what's happening?
It's kind of a long story.
Well, can you sum it up?
Bad lady's immortal and wants to destroy your parents and possess your soul for all eternity.
So we should probably describe what these monsters look like.
Yeah, you want to know, listener, Theodosia and Bob, what do they look like?
Well, I mean, Demata looks like a sort of adult woman cosplaying Little Orphan Annie.
Yeah.
Theodosia looks like a crumpled ball of crepe paper with a face in the middle. And Bob looks like if you asked a child to draw a scarecrow from memory.
Yeah, there you go. They are all deeply unfrightening.
Yeah.
So we cut to an ad break. On return, we find the three villain monster ghosts are perched atop a bridge. And then there's about sort of 5 minutes of quite excruciating topical 2012 comedy that is a fairly transparent moan about children today.
Yeah, and about the new direction Stephen King is taking with his novel 11/22/63.
Yeah, say what they say, Andy, because it's tell me the complaints, bullet point them.
Well,
for me.
Okay, right. So this Demata asks about the fear business. Is Stephen King still writing? He says yes, but his last novel was historical fiction, says Theodosia, referring to a sort of alternate history story he wrote about a man who travels back in time to prevent the assassination of President Kennedy. Is it scary? Says Demata. Not particularly, says Theodosia. What about horror movies? Still popular? No, it's all gross out comedy, says Bob the Scarecrow, who's apparently at the local multiplex a lot, I guess.
Bob the Scarecrow, who's seen every American Pie.
Yeah. There's vampires, though. They're popular, says Theodosia. Oh, promising, says DeMarta. But they're romantic vampires who fall in love, says Theodosia, whose accent has now sort of veered from French to Scottish for some reason.
I mean, you'll hear a bit more Theodosia later. The accent is all over the shop. I think it's trying to wash up at Northern.
Oh,
I think it's supposed to be a sort of... I think so. I think she's supposed to be a sort of up north.
But she keeps using French
evil
phrases
nanny.
like bon appetit and stuff. I thought she was supposed to be French.
Yeah.
But then she becomes quite Scottish, and then she goes back to French.
I mean, look, it's all over. You'll hear some later. It sounds like it could either be Yorkshire or Minsk from this conversation. Yeah, and Bob is just a scarecrow. Elsewhere, we see a woman running away from a floating orb. It's a sort of it's a pumpkin. It's an orb. It's a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin.
It's a classic
orb.
Jacko spook. It's a Jack-o'-lantern orb.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad catch it and execute it in the street.
Yeah.
Dad empties the Glock into it, and
this is like a sort of floating ball, like doing particle effects emitting kind of thing, like sort of floating past. And this woman sort of runs past in fear, and Mum shouts, "Don't worry, it's just a costume." It's like, what? No one's going to believe that. Don't worry, it's just a costume. It's a floating orb that's like firing out smoke and going, "Rrr." It's like, what do you mean just a costume? But anyway, the woman runs away and then they kill the ghost. Mum consults the radar and Dad is like, my Christ, I haven't seen a plasma signature like this in 15 years. It can't be, can it?
Yeah.
And then there's a huge sonic boom, which we know from storytelling is the sound of DeMarta getting loose elsewhere across town.
Yeah, doing a sonic boom.
And they leap into the van.
They get in the van and they haul ass. Mum and Dad are pretty much constantly bickering at this point and will constantly bicker for the rest of the film, sort of loveless sniping at each other. It's pretty rough to watch.
But it's all right. They're barely in the film.
Down in the ruins of the lab, Skylar's coming to terms with her new reality. So remember that this film won a screenwriting award from the Writers Guild of America. They're like, how can we sort of convey the backstory of what's going on here in a sort of organic way? I know what we'll do. We'll have popular character Cobb read about 14 pages of notes about what's happened in this universe up until this point. And then that's basically what happens. Cobb just explains literally everything that's happened in one long monologue.
Yeah, there's going to be an audio clip of this, but it was honestly hard to pick one because we don't want to do clips that are over a minute long. So, we're going to have to do some of it ourselves, and then you can hear some. So, Cobb explains that the parents are fourth-generation monster hunters, the best in the business. That's why I'm training with them. Skylar can't believe her nerdy, mold-obsessed parents are cool.
Oh, but the mold thing is real, but it's just a day job because, of course, your parents need to make money to live, but you don't make a lot of money as a monster hunter. This is important information.
Yeah, monster hunting doesn't pay. If monster hunting did pay, then the rest of the film wouldn't work. On a way, it would work fine. So what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Why is the mold not a cover? Why is it a real thing? That's nuts. That they're legitimately mold professionals.
I think it's sort of... Is it implied that monsters... Yeah, he says, monsters can only become real on Halloween. So I guess they've got 364 days where they've got to do something.
Yeah, okay. So they get a phone call from the parents. Cobb explains that DeMarta is loose. They ask about Skylar. She's fine, says Cobb, other than the 15 years worth of fear coursing through her. Brackets, question mark. They put Skylar on the phone. Listen to me, says Mum. You do whatever Cobb tells you to do. But they're interrupted by a huge plume of colourful smoke slamming into the van. It's the three baddies. They've sort of flown into the van on purpose, and doing this has made the phone stop working.
Yeah.
It hasn't sort of hurt anyone or killed any people. They go...
Skylar can't hear them on the phone now, though. She starts going, Mommy, in a sort of weird way. Again, brackets, question mark.
Scarecrow Bob goes, let the film begin! Because he's got a sort of yee-haw voice.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the basement, Sadie asks for clarification, RE, the whole soul thing.
Cobb sits down.
Cobb opens a large grimoire.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, it turns out that Skylar is experiencing a new sensation. She says, something's wrong with me. My heart's racing. My palms are sweaty. My knee's weak. Mom's spaghetti. Stomach feels funny. They explain that this is fear. Henry says he gets it in the locker room after gym, brackets question mark.
Yeah.
She can't understand this. She's never felt this strange feeling before.
I get it more with tests and talking to guys and girls, explain Sadie, or when she's doing homework. But believe it or not, listener, their particular fears are going to be highly plot relevant, so make a note.
Yeah.
Sadie is scared of tests, and Henry is scared of...
And Henry is scared of showing his body to other boys.
Yeah. Then Cobb explains quite a lot more. So he says that monsters aren't monsters like you would think they would be in a good film. They're instead... astral projections of human fear.
Oh my God.
Mostly, he says, we only see them in dreams. Every night, says Henry, sometimes twice. But, says Cobb, getting back on track, when there's enough fear in the air, for example, on Halloween...
You know, the fun holiday of Halloween where everyone has fun.
Yeah, no, when there's enough fear in the air, monsters can take physical form, and it's up to the monster hunters to make sure they don't take over. But wait.
It's a fundamental misunderstanding of Halloween. People don't cower indoors on Halloween like the Purge because all the ghosts and demons are abroad.
Fear is low on Halloween because everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
Fine. But wait, listener, because there's quite a lot more monster lore, and mercifully we can hand over to Cobb at this point.
Oh, thank God.
What do you mean, take over?
Each monster attaches itself to one person, usually for their whole lives. And if that person's fear gets too out of control, the monster takes them over completely.
So, who's this Damata?
She's your monster. And Diamata's one of the ancient ones. They're immortal. They can't be destroyed, and they always latch on to the strongest host that they can find, like your grandfather.
My grandfather. He passed on right before I was born.
Grandfather was a monster hunter himself. So for most of his life, he kept Diamata from growing too powerful. But in the end, she was too much for him. Then Diamata went looking for a new host. You.
Hello, baby Skylar.
Okay, so we're not through this yet, folks, but we're getting there. So that, at the end there, we went into a flashback of Diamata standing over the crib of baby Skylar, and young mom runs in wearing a wig to indicate that she's young.
She's young. Yeah.
And says, get away from her. And Diamata says, or what? And then vanishes.
Yeah, without doing anything.
Back in the present, Cobb continues. Monster hunting was in your mum's blood, and to help protect you, your dad became a monster hunter too. Being scientists, what?
Being mold scientists already. They modified your grandfather's weapons with their mold science.
Yeah, they modified your granddad's old weapons and found a way to capture one of the ancient ones. Ancient ones? What is happening? Is this going to be the rest of the film? With your monster sealed away, you grew up without any sense of fear at all, and now it's all coming back at once. The note I have is that this is like the start of a D&D campaign with a dungeon master who's had too long to think about it. It's like
they've had too long to prepare, and their Google Doc, they've been tweaking it for months.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a huge Google Doc of like, okay, the world is ravaged by lightning storms.
None of the players are paying attention. They get to the first door and they're like, okay, can I unlock it? You'll remember that locks in this world only respond to emotions.
You have seen this kind of lock before. It is a crisis lock. You thought these were all gone, merely rumour. They are an artifact of the Prometheans. The Prometheans, you ask? Why? They are sometimes known as the ones who came before. Some say they're from another planet. If we zoom out of the action, we can see that a sinister, malevolent force in another galaxy is watching. This is an ancient one.
Now, if you'll reach under your chair, you'll find a character sheet for your Ancient One character as we play this playable prequel.
This actually is sounding dope. I actually would quite like to play this.
I just want to be my drunk fighter character. Yeah. Well, now you're Cromslaw, the Promethean.
So that's basically what Cobb is doing.
Yeah, the Writers Guild of America all shake their head in disbelief. This is so good, they say.
And yet, And yet, we've done exposition for about 10 solid minutes, and yet I have many questions. So did Diamata kill Skylar's granddad? It's kind of left vague. They sort of say things like, oh, she was too much for him.
He was eventually overwhelmed.
I'm like, what do you mean? Did he... What does Diamata do?
Yes.
What does Diamata...
She's like a fear elemental. I guess, like...
What does she want?
What does she... That's a good point. What does she want? So they explain at several points in this film that everyone has one ghost that is like their ghost.
Yeah.
And it sort of feeds on their fear.
Yeah.
And if it scares you enough, it can possess your body entirely. Right? They do say that. They do say that, I'm sure.
I'm not disputing that they say that, but we never see that happen, though, do we?
No.
We see, like, so these monsters, especially like Diamata, she can possess anyone she wants. She possesses all sorts of different people.
I think that's what Cobb was just saying. He says, so the monsters get strong enough to take physical form on Halloween.
Yeah.
And each monster attaches to one person, usually for their whole lives. And if that person's fear gets too out of control, the monster takes them over completely.
Right. So are those the stakes then? Is it like Diamata wants to scare Skylar so much that she takes her over completely?
I think that must be what happened to Grandad, because Diamata was Grandad's monster before Skylar was born. So I think she scared him.
She didn't take over Grandad. Grandad
we don't
died.
See. We just see him. We just sort of see him in an attic being scared.
Yeah, he was seen in flashback. Yeah,
we see a monster take over other people that aren't their person.
Yeah, this whole like everyone has a monster thing.
First prize.
This whole everyone has a monster thing is like,
yes,
is nuts, and it feels really unnecessary. Like, you've got Diamata, who is a super powerful ancient one elemental demon. Fine.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Can't she just have two lackeys? Can't she have a Bebop? It'd be like if, this is Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop is Leonardo's baddie. And Rocksteady is Donatello's baddie in particular, and they are sort of born of the fear of Bebop and Rocksteady that these two turtles possess. Like, you can just have two more baddies or something, but Bob specifically is Henry's monster, and Theodosia is specifically Sadie's monster. And this wouldn't necessarily be a problem, but you don't see anyone else's monster. We never see Ryan's monster. We never see Mum or Dad don't have a monster.
Yeah.
And they're monster hunters.
You think they would be sort of pivotal to the plot?
Yes.
But
the concept of this film...
It's too complicated.
...is that everyone has a monster. But then we only see 3 monsters. Like, that sort of pumpkin, the dog that went like, rah, it had a big face. Was that dog a particular monster?
Was that the kids monster? I mean, it scared like 6 different
kids.
children.
Yeah.
Do you have to take 20? Sometimes you have to like take on. I mean, kids. Maybe it's like, okay, you get 1 adult or you get 20 kids because they're smaller.
Yeah, it's like yeah. They sort of balance out the screen power that you're owed. Yeah,
yeah.
But then, like, okay, you know what? Let's keep going.
So yeah, so she grew up with no sense of fear at all. Now it's all coming out at once. She's like, right, well, this is all bullshit. I'm off to a party. Cobb's like, yeah, good idea. If Diamata comes back here to the house, you'll be better off over at the old Macquarie mansion. But you'll need firepower, he says, and he pulls a secret lever and some nerd shelves to reveal a cool arsenal of steampunk weaponry and diving helmets and trench coats.
Yep. And also, listener, if you think we're sort of unnecessarily going like too hard on this, I will tell you that like we are cutting out some of the exposition that the film does here. Like there's like there's so much. You wouldn't believe how much there is. Is there anything important? Henry wants to know, why did Mum and Dad keep it secret? Cobb says that children aren't normally told until they're 16 to give them a normal childhood. Mm-hmm. If you've got monster hunter blood, then monsters particularly want to get you, which seems weird.
Yeah.
seems like a misstep, because like, aren't those the people who are least equipped to hunt monsters?
Yeah.
Because every time they set foot outside, they're exploded by 100 pumpkins.
It's like being a haemophiliac shark hunter.
Yeah. So yeah, firepower. So the secret wall spins round, revealing a wall bristling with steampunk weaponry. It's a good set. It's a cool set. It looks cool.
Yeah. They're like, oh, why is this all like got cogs and dials and stuff on it? And Cobb is like, oh, your generation has no taste in speculative fiction, implying that all this gear has been designed for purely aesthetic purposes.
Yeah.
So Skylar takes a blaster and some brass nonsense with dials and all over it.
Yeah. Cobb explains, a blaster will slow monsters down, a stun gun will really ring their bells, but to capture them we need a molecular atomizer, which reduces a monster back to its vapor state. Brackets, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Question mark, uh-huh.
Then we need the PCU, a portable containment unit, which is different from the CU from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Because this one's portable.
So they've got weapons now, and they're going over to the Macquarie mansion.
Oh my God. That was so chewy.
It was crunchy for sure.
So crunchy. Oh, Andy, I've eaten too much Halloween snacks, and my tummy is all sore from candy corn.
Okay, you are in your late 30s. You know, you're supposed to... Right, that candy was for the kids who were coming around to trick or treat?
Yeah, well, their tricks weren't good enough. You seen that Halloween costume? You seen what passes for Halloween costume? There was one kid came by, he just had some plastic fangs in.
Yeah.
I threw pine cones at him until he ran away, and then I ate the chocolate that was to be his.
Did you see that kid who came by dressed as Jesse Plemons from Civil War?
What?
I know.
Okay, that's...
Apparently, it's the hottest costume this year. All the kids are wearing it.
Oh, damn, what a callback, Andy. A deep cut.
Well, Luke, you should be like me, because what I've eaten today is a delicious meal from Factor, and it meant that I had the free time to put together this great Halloween display. Look at it. Look at all the dismembered corpses. All the kids in the neighborhood are loving it.
Okay, that is really good. And you say it's all thanks to Factor. Tell me more about this Factor.
That's right. It can be tough finding time to cook during the hectic Halloween season. That's why we love Factor. Their chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious, no matter how hectic the season gets.
Yes, with Factor, you can support your wellness goals, so enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals, plus new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats.
And you can save global flavours. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavours influenced by China, Thailand, and more.
So, eat smart at factormeals.com/momcan'tcook50off and use code momcan'tcook50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code momcan'tcook50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
There's 2 more Jesse Plemonses at the door. Starting to get tired of all these Jesse Plemonses.
The real Jesse Plemons.
Oh yeah, that's Jesse Plemons and his kid. All right, I'm back in. Luke, I know exactly what to get you for Christmas, and it wasn't easy because you are incredibly difficult to shop for.
I am.
You don't want anything physical, any goods that are going to take up space in your house. You're always complaining about.
Oh, I want something
all
physical.
The stuff that you've got. Well, you're not getting that. But what I'm getting you instead is an experience that I think you'll really love.
Oh,
and what it is,
wonderful.
Luke,
yeah, go on.
What it is I've paid Godzilla, your favourite kaiju.
My favourite actor.
And he's going to come to your house and stamp on it and irradiate your family and kill you with his flame breath and stuff.
Right. Oh boy. Well, I mean, I am excited.
Oh my God, you are so hard to shop for.
Well, just,
look at it. I can tell you don't like it.
Okay, look, Andy.
What, you want me to call him off? I'll do it.
Yes, call him off. And look, Andy, I know that I'm not that easy to shop for, but I do have a solution for you. And the solution is Uncommon Goods. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful, with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts that you can't find anywhere else. A present that even I will like.
You don't have to tell me about Uncommon Goods, Luke. I know all about them. They look for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the USA. Many are crafted by independent artists and small businesses. And because they're made in small batches, the best finds can sell out fast.
Yes, Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, from mums and dads to kids and teens, from book lovers, history buffs, die-hard football fans, foodies, mixologists, avid gardeners. Whatever your hobby is, whatever the thing is that you've built your whole personality around, there are thousands of new gift ideas that you won't find anywhere else. Uncommon Goods, why not get a jump on that Christmas shopping? Head over there today.
I'm looking at an industrial brass and copper drink dispenser, Luke. It's amazing. It's like a coil of copper wrapped around a bottle with a sort of an old-fashioned spigot that you can use to dispense drinks from. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's clearly handmade, and I could be like a sort of steampunk whiskey guy. with this.
Sounds
which
like
is
a gun from Girl versus Monster, to be honest.
It does, but this dispenses delicious whiskey instead of fires sort of unconvincing CGI at unconvincing monsters. So, shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/momcan'tcook. That's uncommongoods.com/momcan'tcook for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. We cut to the parents at a warehouse wearing long leather coats. They're like, oh, it's a trap, but we're going to spring it. And then they sort of argue and bicker a bit lovelessly. At the old Macquarie place, they enter. Cobb is following their activities from home base on a sort of helmet-mounted GoPro that Henry's wearing.
Yeah.
Back in the warehouse, the parents bicker about garlic, but Dame Marta interrupts. I've got a surprise for you, she says, and then they hear Skylar's voice pleading. They run to sort of find her, but they enter this warehouse room and realise that she's not there and they've been tricked. The monster gang all appear, and then everyone sort of flies around, and there's a big smoke and laser fight that looks awful.
Yeah, it looks terrible. Mum and Dad blast wildly into the cloud.
They don't seem very good at this.
Yeah,
it should be said.
I think the people making this had a bit too much fun making blaster effects.
Yeah.
Also, they've kind of made like a kind of Star Wars-ish. When they shoot a blaster, it makes a kind of Star Wars blast, like a TIE fighter, like kind of thing. So yeah, there's quite a lot of, they just shoot their lasers into a cloud, but it doesn't work.
But you've got to remember that the mum and dad are both sort of actors in their 50s, so it looks a bit like if you were sort of to put your own mum and dad into a laser tag arena, and ask them to look cool.
Yeah,
this is sort of what you would get.
So when the dust settles, Mum and Dad have completely gone. They have been kidnapped by Dear Marta and functionally removed from the film until the very, very end.
Good. In the small forest that is apparently how you get to the Macquarie mansion, you have to walk through a forest.
Yeah, it's like a redwood park.
Yeah, it's like...
Before they went through a cemetery, and now it's a forest.
Right, now it's like a large, mature forest.
Yeah.
Sadie says that one of the monsters, she'd seen it before. The witch, says Skylar. Yeah, I called her the school marm, she says, referring to Theodosia. When she first showed up, I was at a spelling bee, and I got so scared I misspelled goat. She'd show up whenever I had something important at school. I can sense her mocking me, and then I fail. Henry admits that he's seen Bob the Scarecrow, too, in a similar situation.
Yeah, Bob lives in the woods behind...
Presumably when he's nude in the locker room, that's when he sees Bob the Scarecrow.
Yeah. Bob lives in the woods behind Henry's house. Henry explains, the other kids used to make fun of me because I was too scared to play there. When I got older, I would see him everywhere. Even when I can't see him, I know he's there, and all I can do is run. This would be frightening, except we've seen Bob, and he's like...
he's rubbish.
He's rubbish. If every kid had a monster, we would know about it.
Yeah, for sure.
If every kid had one particular monster that they saw, we would know about it. Fine. They walk onwards. They hear a creaking sound.
It's him, says Henry, and lavishly wets himself. Don't be scared, says Sadie. Cobb says they feed on fear. There are creaking tree stumps all around them, and suddenly one of these tree stumps comes to life and starts chasing them through the woods. So whose monster is this? I'm not clear on how it works.
It's a live tree stump that's chasing them.
But these kids all have their own monsters. These kids are the ones we know have monsters. Who are these tree stumps and why this?
I don't know. It would be so easy for this every kid has a monster thing to not be a thing, and then the tree stumps could just be tree stump monsters. Also, it's a shame because this is comfortably, to my mind, the best bit of the film. This chase scene is awesome. I think.
Yeah, I've written this in my notes. This is cool. It's like something out of one of the later Evil Dead films.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and also there's a really nice build up to it because they're looking around trying to identify the noise, and they look at a load of static tree stumps and they sort of resemble human faces.
Yeah,
and every time they look at a new one, it looks a bit more human, and then one of them just sort of wrenches
your mind
itself.
Just playing tricks. Is this pareidolia? Are you just imagining a face where there is none?
Exactly. And then one of them just pulls itself out of the earth and barrels towards them on two branch arms going, "Roar!"
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So the kids are soon separated as they flee from this tree stump beast. Skylar is blind firing backwards, and then the tree stump flies into the air and dive bombs down at Skylar with a mixture of T-Rex roars and pig squeals.
Yeah.
She shoots it as it flies towards her, and it turns back to harmless water vapor. Henry, meanwhile, he's fleeing. He's talking to Cobb on the helmet cam.
Yeah.
Cobb's telling him not to be scared. Try to slow your heart rate. They feed on fear. Are you breathing deep? And Henry says, I don't think I'm breathing at all. He spins to see Bob, the silly scarecrow for babies, towering over him. Surprise.
I smelled your fear, he says. Mm-hmm. You stink. We cut to Skylar still running through the acres of forest that surround this house. She finds Sadie, but they hear Scarecrow Bob killing Henry.
She finds Sadie huddled behind a tree stump, which is a stupid place to hide when you're being attacked by living tree stumps. But fine. So they go to look for Henry, who's been killed senseless by Bob. When they find him, he's leaning against a tree. He's frozen solid.
When they find him, he's been skinned and crucified on a tree.
Yeah, they just find like a little pile of organs like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, he's just been petrified. He's scared stiff.
It's an evil spell that freezes him.
Yeah. It's what happens when people stare down their monsters and lose, says Cobb.
Lol.
Which isn't. He already said that if they get too scared, then they can take over their body, like possess them.
Yeah, and now here's Henry getting too scared, and what happens is he sort of turns to hard wood.
Yeah. I can fix it, says Cobb, but we've got to take him back to the lab. He sort of raps on Henry, and he is literally solid.
Yeah.
And Skylar realizes that it's all real.
It's all real. She can't believe. Henry is loaded into a wheelbarrow, and Cobb sort of says, I can treat him back at the lab, but first let's get you to the mansion. We cut to Mum and Dad. They come to. They are tied up, back to back, on chairs.
Yeah.
Where are we? Says Dad. We're in my dad's old lab, says Mum. She recognises the location. Diamata appears and threatens them. I'm going to destroy you, she says. I'll take your bones and make patio furniture. And then she starts sort of doing charades as clown music. There's like a sort of bit of weak comedy where the thrust of which is Diamata's trying to scare Mum and Dad, but they're unscarable because they've spent so long monster hunting.
She's going to scare them to death, and then she does the thing from Beetlejuice where it's a shot from behind and like tentacles shoot out. It's the exact thing from Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
but they're not scared about this. But she says, "You'll show me fear enough when I'm terrifying your daughter right in front of you."
And at this point, Dad is like, "No, not my daughter.
My one fear, no."
No, ha 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 ha, says Diamata. Gotta fly, ta-ta. Is she like, we're going to come back to this question again and again and again. What does Diamata want?
It's a problem with a sort of scary children's film in that you can't really establish stakes because she can say, oh, I'm going to make your bones into patio furniture, which is a pretty scary threat.
Yeah.
But obviously she's not going to do that. No one in a Disney Channel original movie is going to go all Ed Gein and start making furniture out of their victims.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an empty threat. She doesn't feel threatening.
But what this movie is missing is just a line where Diamata goes, if I scare Skylar enough, I'll have the soul of a very powerful monster hunter, and it will be powerful enough that I can scare every kid in the world.
I can take physical form on other days that aren't Halloween. I can be a physical form throughout the year.
But because this film they're not just like chasing down Diamata because she's a loose ghost. They're like, Diamata has an evil plan and she's going through with it. She's kidnapped the parents. She's like, she's the puppet master pulling the strings. She's making evil plans happen, but it is never clear to what end. What's she doing?
Yeah.
What's she doing? What does she want? What does she want? Where's she gone? Where she's gone? Why has she gone to do it? What's the aim?
First prize, Luke.
First prize. At the cemetery. They've made it to the mansion.
Yes. Cobb is basically taking Henry off. In the background of this scene, Henry is very obviously a mannequin in a wig now, which is quite funny.
It's great. Also, it's brilliant because Cobb's like, I'll take you to the mansion before I take Henry home. But he should have just taken Henry straight there because nothing happened on the way to the mansion. So Cobb has just wheeled Henry all the way to the mansion and now he has to turn around and wheel him back through the cemetery, through the forest, back to the lab.
It's a brief scene. He reassures Skylar. He says, you're a monster hunter. You scare the monsters, not the other way around. And then he leaves, drops Henry out of the wheelbarrow. He sort of shatters on the ground and then he manhandles the Henry pieces back into the wheelbarrow. Carries on wheeling it.
Yeah.
On the roof, the monsters watch all of this. Should we grab Skylar now? Says one of them. Not yet, says Diamata. Her powers aren't strong enough. She needs to eat more fear, she says.
We can hear some of their chat. See if you fancy taking a guess at Theodosia's accent.
What do you say, boss? Grab Skylar now?
Not yet. My powers aren't quite strong enough. I need to eat more of that girl's fear.
Then let's swoop down from the rafters and bon appetit.
Later. First, I have a hankering for a different flavor of fear.
Where are you going?
It's a Halloween party. I need a costume.
You think we need costumes?
If you were any stupider, I could sell you as a paperweight.
I didn't like it when they said, don't be a hater.
I didn't like it when Theodosia says, if you were any stupider, I could sell ye as a paperweight.
What's that about?
A paperweight.
So, don't be a hater. 2012. We see Diamata fly off down the street and into a chimney. Whose chimney?
Yeah.
Why? It's the house of poor Myra with her shattered jaw.
That's right. She's at home with a broken neck trying to eat ice cream, but she can't. Suddenly, Diamata bursts out of her popcorn bowl and obliterates her. And now Diamata is in the body of Myra. I know.
What's going on?
She's taken over her body completely. She's done the thing that you can only do when you scare your person so completely.
Yeah.
Take them to the limit of their terror.
Exactly. But anyway, she looks in the mirror, she removes the neck brace, and we see her crack her neck in a menacing way.
Yeah, she re-breaks Myra's neck.
Yeah. Then she drifts off through the fog-filled cemetery to the mansion, and as the camera follows her, we then get our first look at the party, which is kind of where the action of the movie is going to stay for the rest of the runtime. I'm happy because I love a Halloween party in a decom because it means costumes.
Yep, except for Ryan, who's not in a costume. He's just wearing a leather jacket, like a dick.
Well, he's in the band, so, you know, he can't even put in some fangs or whatever. I bullet pointed some of the costumes. Do you want to hear them?
Great, yeah, I'd love to.
Girl dressed as bee.
Good.
A grey alien in hoodie.
Love it.
A disco sort of guy.
Disco sort of guy. That's good. That's scary.
A disco sort of guy. A court jester with a skull for a face.
Whoa.
Angel pirate shark. Man in a hat.
Sorry, Angel pirate shark one costume?
Oh, no. There's an angel and a pirate and a shark.
I was going to say Angel pirate shark's pretty good.
Angel pirate shark's pretty awesome. There's 2 Roman emperors, which is a little awkward.
Oh, awkward, yeah.
And then some kind of enormous bog monster in the way of these things where you've got like... It's like
you've got access to the Disney costume department.
Yes, yes. They've got like 3 or 4 costumes that are like genuinely from the set of Willow or something. So they're like sort of proper like horror prosthetics, and then everyone else has
animatronic faces. And
it's like, and then just next to this like enormous 7-foot high bog monster, you've got like girl dressed as bee.
Girl dressed as bee.
Boy in hat. I looked up popular Halloween costumes in 2012. In real life, this party should have been exclusively Katniss Everdeen's, Bane's, and Psy from Gangnam Style.
Right. I was going to say, I feel like there would have been a lot of... it's always political in an election year, right?
Yeah.
So probably you would have got a lot of people in Mitt Romney costumes.
Imagine how good this movie would have been if it cut to the party and it was like imagine how frightening that would be. All the teens are all dressed as Mitt Romney with Mitt Romney masks.
Yeah, and then when the ghosts arrive and everyone starts panicking, there's a sort of stampede of Mitt Romneys.
Yeah.
The majestic running of the Romneys.
And then they all do Gangnam Style.
And they're all Gangnam styling out of the house.
That's a really strong visual image.
So good.
Ryan is frustrated, though. He's not having fun. She's not here yet. He misses Skylar. Chet, who is the bassist, says, "We can't wait all night. I guess I'll do the singing," he says, slinging on his guitar sadly.
Yeah.
"You're not too nervous?" asks Chet. "No," he says, I've got this." But his face tells us that he doesn't got this at all. I mean, never mind, though.
We see Skylar and Sadie arriving. Skylar is nervous about her looks. She's worried she has a pimple. Sadie reassures her. She says it's not like everyone will be staring at you. They enter the main ballroom of the mansion, and a spotlight is suddenly turned on her. Boom. "Here she is," says Ryan. "Ladies and gentlemen, Skylar Lewis. She will sing with us tonight. Clear a path for her, everyone.
Yeah.
Clear a path. Make way. Make way for the best singer."
Feel free to jeer at her. She feels no fear. She has no stage fright, so feel free to just sort of stare at her in stony silence or boo or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
In slow-mo, we see Skylar walking towards the stage. Monsters kind of part like the ocean. They're staring at her. We get her inner monologue. She hears the voices of mean things people have said to her in the film, and also a load of terrified screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, "You're not good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough. Why do I got to be the good? I'm going to ruin your life." I know. So she gets up.
Good enough.
She gets up on stage.
Dead by dawn.
Ryan says, remember, just lose yourself in the music. I am definitely lost, Skylar whimpers.
Yeah.
They begin the song. It's like if U2 was worse.
Yeah, the song is the new worst song I've ever heard.
They play for about 10 seconds, then they have to stop because Skylar isn't singing. She's too afraid. They're like, let's go again from the top. And this time, Skylar does get on the mic and she starts nervously singing. She's extremely afraid, but slowly.
Again, that thing that you said, like,
yes,
I'm not sure if this is supposed to be bad or not, because
it is supposed to be bad because it's supposed to at least start bad, but she's like, she looks.
Right, but it's halting, but it's still like flawlessly on key.
Yeah. On key, overproduced, and she sort of like looks a bit sort of unsure. It's a weird sort of dissonance because she's kind of looking quite unsure while she's belting out this sort of like perfect Disney pop. So as the song goes on, she works up the courage and she starts to smile and put a bit more energy into it. But then all of her hope is extinguished in one, because in the crowd she sees Myra and becomes speechless with fear.
Amazing. That was indescribable. This must be so humiliating for you. The embarrassment of a lifetime. I'll take it from here. Push the tempo, boys.
What happened to your neck?
I found a doctor who's out of this world. Sky? Hey, look out, world, 'cause here I come. I'm burning brighter
Then the sun, you put up walls, but I can break them. Fear is not a roadblock in my way. I don't care what the haters say. You don't.
Okay, so Myra is on the mic now.
Yeah.
I don't know why her voice changed like that in that way you heard.
No.
Is this Diamata's singing voice? It doesn't sound like it. She sounds like Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I've written the song restarts faster. It's quite a lot better.
It is better.
Yeah.
The devil has all the best tunes, etc.
That's true.
It is a lot better.
So yeah, Skylar has slunk off, shamed and chastised. Sadie finds her eating cupcakes in the kitchen. She's like, you can't eat your fear. You have to deal with it. How do I stop this feeling? Says Skylar. You can't, says Sadie. You just have to live with it like everyone else on Earth.
I don't know, Sadie. You shouldn't literally feel afraid all the time.
Yeah, I think that's sort of medical anxiety that you should probably see
Sadie's
someone
like,
about.
look, it's fine. You just feel scared all the time and just sort of live like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to,
Just
Sadie.
sort of live in a constant like panic, fight or flight response. Your heart rate at 120, drenched in sweat all day long. That's how we all live.
Anyway, this conversation is interrupted by bing, 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 bing. Sadie goes, she looks on her big radar. There's a big red dot on the radar. None of the dots have previously been red. I don't know what it means that this one is red. It's still full of dots. It's still like covered in 50 ghosts and stuff. Sorry, monsters.
Yeah.
I don't know what the red one means, but fine.
I think this is, I mean, it's pretty serious because I think this is like a green screen display that can't display the colour red. So the fact that there is red on it is a pretty big deal.
That is, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Back at the party, Myra, or Diamata possessing Myra, wearing her skin, is absolutely kicking ass. Everyone's loving the show. Myra's in the crowd. Other kids are picking her up and spinning her to wild applause.
Yeah.
She's kind of doing impossible gymnastics and incredible stage presence. But Ryan looks miserable.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, where's Skylar, though?
Yeah, I'll tell you where Skylar is. She's looking at a picture on the mantle of the old Macquarie place, and it's her mum, but young.
Yes.
Myra hands the mic back to Ryan after her triumphant performance. She says, I'm off to find a band that can play in tune. You're the kind of terrible that doesn't get better with practice. And then she strides out to rapturous applause.
Yeah.
Back at the mantle, Skylar regards the picture. My mum can't have lived here. She would have told me, she says. Like she told you she was a monster hunter, says Sadie. That's right. Her mum is a liar.
Yeah, but they remember what Cobb told them about Skylar's grandfather, that Diamata drove him over the edge, whatever that means. Maybe literally drove him over the edge of a cliff in a car or something.
In a car, yeah.
Just like
Pretty
old
scary.
man Macquarie shut himself up in his house for years. That's just like her granddad did. Wait a minute, says Skylar. What if Edgar Macquarie is my grandfather? Maybe that's why they're all here, says Sadie, revealing the monster sonar, which is riddled with pings.
Yeah, the mansion is crawling with monsters. We've got to get out of here, says Skylar. No, says Sadie. All our friends are here, and we're the only ones with the tools to fight them. And only one of us is a 5th-gen Monhun.
Only one of us is Monster Hunter Generations for Nintendo 3DS. She tells Skylar that when you run away from fear, it just gets worse, with the wisdom of someone who lives their life cowering in horror from everything.
Yeah.
This pumps up Skylar a bit, and she accepts the gun from Sadie's extended hand.
She reluctantly agrees. Back in the lab, Cobb is smashing everything for some reason. We see him combining chemicals. He takes a beaker of blue fluid, dips his fingers in it, and then he jams both fingers into Henry's ears and gives him a supernatural wet willy.
That just sounds great.
Yeah.
Henry immediately revives. Please don't hurt me, Mr. Scarecrow, he begs pathetically. He explains what it was like being petrified. He could see and hear everything, but he was too scared to even move. He's disappointed in himself. He says, I totally wussed out. Skylar and Sadie were counting on him, but he couldn't do anything. I'm useless. I'm going home. Cobb isn't really interested in what Henry does, but he says, yeah, go on, quit. Who cares if Skylar and Sadie are getting torn to shreds by pumpkins? I'm a coward, Henry says. Well, says Cobb, it doesn't take a hero to fix a containment unit. And he holds out a wrench. My note is, ha, ha,
It probably takes someone with some degree of engineering knowledge, though, I would expect.
I really like this. Henry's like, I couldn't do it. In the end, I was too scared. And Cobb's like, yeah, you could probably fix the containment unit, though. Is a wrench. Not everyone's going to be a hero, Henry.
Yeah, some people just got to do the grunt work, Henry. Yeah. And that's you.
Some people hold the wrench.
So in the house, the girls are searching for Mons. A boy in a wolf mask comes up behind them, but he's just a boy. Or is he? Suddenly he becomes a floating shrunken head for some reason.
An orb. I know, he's an orb. He's an orb, but superimposed on this one, there's a sort of goblin, like a gnome, or I don't know,
face.
Something like that. The girls scream. Sadie starts blasting, but she's thrown by a supernatural force onto a sofa next to a plastic skeleton. Skylar flees into a rumpus room, and I suppose her granddad's rumpus room. Now we know that this place is her granddad's mansion.
Yeah, where he used to enjoy rumpus.
Rumpus, yeah. She dives under a pool table and she hides, but then the face bursts out of a pocket of the pool table excitingly and sort of keyframes around the room, being sinister.
Yeah, so she blasts on it with the blaster, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
Do you remember in Halloween Town when the character of Luke... Do you remember Luke in Halloween Town? Do you remember when he was in his goblin form?
Little ogre boy.
Little ogre boy. The face looks so much like ogre troll Luke that I had to go and check that they hadn't just like reused the footage. I don't think they have.
They have like a CGI scan of his face.
It really looks like they've taken it from somewhere else, but I couldn't identify it. Skylar starts blasting. Pew, pew, pew. Outside, Sadie looks over at the skeleton on the sofa, and then the skeleton looks at her with its eyes. And she goes, ah.
Yeah.
And she gets up and leaves and finds Sadie, who blasts the face, the floating goblin, with her wrist-mounted thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of screaming and panicking, but Sadie manages to get the trap out and the orb is confined.
Yeah, the girls celebrate. They've caught a monster. Skylar calls Cobb to tell about this. She says they need more traps. Cobb says he'll run them over. He loads up a bag with equipment. He goes to leave, but Henry says that he will run it over bravely.
What happened? Are they okay?
They're fine. They need more traps. Wish I could be in 2 places at once. Sit tight for a few. I'll be back.
Wait. Give me the bag. I'll run it over to them.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Go get him, Tiger.
This said, Henry goes up to the wall and takes down the biggest gun and walks off with it. He's holding it the wrong way. Cobb identifies, so I guess he would have blasted a hole in his torso. He's a goner, says Cobb to himself as Henry leaves. We briefly cut to Mum and Dad. I'd kind of forgotten about them. They sort of try and wiggle free, but they can't. End of scene.
End of scene. The 3 monsters see Skylar shooting ghosts. She's gaining confidence. How can we make her scared again? She is fond of friends, and there are a lot of them in the ballroom, says Theodosia. Time for mass hysteria, says Dame Arta. She leaves Myra's body. Myra's sort of falls down about 16 flights of stairs again, re-breaking her neck, is menaced by Bob the Scarecrow, and then falls down a second set of stairs, breaking her neck again. Really a hard time for Myra in this movie.
Yeah, Myra really suffers for her crimes of being protective of her role in the band and her ex-boyfriend
Feels vindictive.
Ryan.
Feels a lot like, the assistant in Jurassic World.
Yeah. The one who gets got by is it the mosasaur thing?
She gets got by a pterodactyl and then drowns and then is killed by a mosasaur. And you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. So the girls find Myra, Skylar and Sadie. There was this horrible woman, Myra stammers. She took me over. Which way did she go, they ask. To the ballroom. Wait, calls Myra as they leave. Have you seen my neck brace? But they're already gone.
They're like, we don't care about your shattered neck, Myra. We've got more important things.
Okay, so now we're going to quickly cut back and forth between a few different things. So we see in the foggy woods, Henry charges through the forest with his bag of traps. Then we see Ryan combing the party. He's looking for Skylar, but nobody's seen her. No one in the party looks up, because if they did, they'd see a big cloud going around and around and around on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Back in the woods.
Henry hears the cackle of the scarecrow. Henry, Bob shouts, long time no scare. He approaches him on stilts. I don't think he's always on stilts. He appears to have appended stilts to himself for this bit.
I wondered about the stilts. I wondered if it was a sort of camera error where they were supposed to sort of film him a bit higher, so he was weirdly tall and you couldn't see that he was literally on stilts, like little pointy stilts.
Yeah.
Surely that wasn't the intention.
He is definitely on stilts.
He's definitely on stilts. Henry raises his gun to kill Bob, but Bob uses lightning whips to whip the gun out of Henry's hand.
Yeah, his famous scarecrow lightning whips.
Popular character.
Should be vines or something. He's a pumpkin man,
if
scarecrow.
They'd spent fewer minutes going into the sort of backstory of like how monsters are attracted to Monster Hunter blood and how everyone has a personal monster, they could have had more minutes with which to like establish lightning whips, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bob taunts him. Nice try, jelly fingers. This might hurt a lot. And he charges.
We cut back to Ryan. He looks up and sees all the ghost smoke on the roof. The band all look at this. There's a record scratch. Welcome to your worst nightmare, says Diamata. And suddenly it's pandemonium. Smoke and people being thrown through the air. Cackling clown faces are sort of swooping out of the rafters at people.
Yeah, a clown orb.
Full-on ghost jamboree. A real orb central up in here, yeah.
Orbs all over. There's the monsters are mostly sort of throwing people and slamming stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the woods, Henry tells Bob he's not scared, but Bob knows better, and he lists his fears.
Him, brackets Bob, the rubbish scarecrow.
Yeah.
The dark. Jim bullies. You're scared of everything, he says. No, I'm not. I'm not scared of you. Bob is taking psychic damage with each word. Realizing that he has to face his greatest fear to defeat Bob, Henry sort of shrugs out of his clothes and stands fully nude in front of Bob the Scarecrow and says, I'm not afraid of you looking at my body, Bob. Look at it.
Look at it.
And Bob's like, no. No, that's not what happens. All he does is he says, I'm not scared of you. And then Bob collapses into a big pile of Scarecrow clothes.
Yeah.
And it's like, please be scared of me.
Yeah, the clothes beg pathetically to be scared of them. But Henry just leaves. So the way Henry beat Bob was to tell him, I'm not scared of you.
Yeah.
He didn't have to really do anything other than that. He just had to not feel scared, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, didn't have to face his greatest fear.
So back at the party, kids are fleeing everywhere. The girls are both sort of freely blasting into the smoke. They're capturing monsters left, right, and centre, but there's too many of them.
Absolutely, there's going to be some kids hit by a few stray blasts here, and I don't know what this would do to a person. Just punch a fist-sized smoking hole in them, probably.
I'm sure Skylar's parents will go through the wreckage later and be like, probably a monster did this.
Yeah, monster made this smoking hole in your child, I'm afraid.
Yeah. What's that, Mum and Dad? What are you looking at? Oh, nothing, Skylar. Just a classic monster wound. Yes, I've seen it 100 times. You don't worry yourself about this. You did a good job. So I keep writing ghosts by accident in my notes when I'm describing the monsters.
Because they're ghosts.
Because
they are ghosts.
This is not the time to freak out, Skylar says. I'd say it's the perfect time, says Diamata, appearing, as does Theodosia. Indubitably, says Theodosia in 100 accents at once. That's another word you can't spell, she says to Sadie, who, remember, is racked by a fear of not being able to spell on cue.
Yeah.
Diamata reels off the humiliations that Skylar has faced. She says, first, you humiliate yourself with that horrid singing. And then she sort of stops, and you're like, okay, and then now she's going to say, then second, but then there's a sort of pause, and then Henry appears downstairs. And he shouts, "If you show courage, they'll shrink down to nothing. Whatever scares you, just do it." So that's the key.
Yeah, Skylar looks to the stage. She sees the microphone and there's a crash zoom on it. "Oh no," says me.
Whatever scares you, just do it.
Yeah.
So Skylar runs away. She grabs the microphone and she flees. Deamata goes after her. Sadie is left to confront her greatest fear, the school marm. Yeah. "I am smart and confident," she sobs. "You're stupid and weak. Spell goat for me." Sadie tries. She says G E. She can't do it.
Says Theodosia, and Sadie runs like a scared idiot.
Yeah.
Ryan sees Skylar. "Your guitar is wireless, right?" she says. "Get it and back me up." "What?" says Ryan. "Just stand up to them. Whatever scares you, do it," says Henry again. He's sort of like reiterating this.
His guitar is wireless, but it's wirelessly connected to an amp that's here. Like, his guitar being wireless doesn't mean that you'll be able to hear his guitar anywhere you are. Like wherever it is.
This is going to be a problem in a minute. So yeah, everyone's running and screaming. Ryan takes his guitar, but Deamata possesses him. His eyes glow red, and he sort of smiles evilly.
Yeah, now he's wearing his guitar, but in a bad boy way, kind of a bit lower, like Sum 41.
Yeah, like a punk.
Yeah.
The gates outside the mansion clang shut, and the kids are all trapped in the graveyard. They're all being menaced by ghost smoke. Theodosia comes up to Sadie again and laughs at her. She misspells goat again and again. She just can't get it right. Skylar turns up. Ryan mocks her. He says, "You're not going to sing. You're the worst singer on earth." She gasps, betrayed by Ryan the hunk.
How could this be? "You're not going to sing, you'll scare them to death." She takes up position in the bandstand in the middle of the graveyard. She's filled with doubt.
Graveyard bandstand. Yeah.
The graveyard bandstand, that thing that exists. She's filled with doubt, but then as the smoke monsters swirl all around and teens panic, she begins to sing, unaccompanied, my favourite.
Yeah.
"You used to make my heart pound," she says. "Just the thought of you."
Yeah, the rest of the band go up and start joining in. The guitarist is having kind of quite a hard time.
Yeah.
Sort of trying to wrangle a guitar while also playing this sort of mournful piano on it.
The thing that's nuts is that, like, this boy with the guitar, he's been chased out of a Halloween party by real monsters, and now he's in the graveyard. He's just found out that hell is real. Mm-hmm. And then in the midst of all this chaos, Skylar starts sort of singing quietly, and he's like, "I think I'll back her up on guitar."
Yeah, that would be nice of
Not
me.
like, "I think I'll run home to my parents and tell them hell is real and try and sort of and be terrified." He's like, "Oh, hey, someone's singing. So I think I'll back them up on my guitar."
Yeah. "Stand up to her, Ryan. You can do it." Ryan is sort of wrenching around, being tormented by his possessor. "Do something you're scared of," says Skylar. And so Ryan does the thing he's most afraid of in the world.
Will you go out with me?
Yes!
I really like the sound of him wrestling to keep control, like act like there's a demon inside of you trying to keep control. Got it.
Yeah, got it. Nailed it.
Yeah. The sound at the end there was Deamata being expelled from Ryan's body. Inspired by this show of courage, Sadie spells goat, which makes her personal monster suck down into the floor.
Yeah. I think this is the sort of fundamental problem with this setup, is that it's like, the message of this film is that you have to confront the thing that you're most scared of and do it.
Yeah.
But the things that the main characters are all scared of are things that they're really, really good at.
Yeah.
And just don't want to do, really. So it's like, Skylar's scared of, like, singing.
Yeah.
But she's really good at it. Sadie is scared of spelling, but she's really good at it. It's like there's not really... It's not scary.
Yeah.
Because they're already good at these things.
Yes.
Ryan's scared of asking out Skylar.
Yeah.
But it's like, she obviously really likes him and he really likes her. And it's like, everyone is like, "You two, why aren't you two together? You're obviously in love with each other." And he's like, "Oh, but it's scary to ask her out."
Yeah, so everyone has to face their fears, but in the unbelievably safe environment of them being able to, like, do the thing they're actually able to do. Yeah. It's like, do what you're scared of doing. It's like, well, luckily I'm scared of doing something that I can do.
Yeah, I'm scared of singing perfectly, which is what I do.
Yeah. And then,
Here I go.
It's annoying. Also, just the
It is annoying.
Just like that, the advice, whatever scares you, just do it. It's such bad, broad advice to give.
Ryan walks out into traffic.
Did you ever watch the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
No.
Okay. It's like a kind of a musical show, and there's an extremely funny song in that called Face Your Fears. The lyrics go, if a bear runs at you in the woods, don't run away. Look it deep in the eyes, put your hand on its chest and say, bear, I'm not afraid. If you're in a burning building and smoke is everywhere, keep calm, take a deep breath and stay right there.
That's it. That's exactly the message of this film.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
So Ryan hops up onto a stone tomb and starts playing the guitar. 500 feet away in the house, we hear the very faint sound of music coming out of an amp.
Yeah, we hear with sort of like Bluetooth interference cutting in and out.
No, it all comes out clear and loud right there in the graveyard.
Yeah. So
a song is played.
A song is played. The song is...
I think it's the shittiest song in the world, brackets, from Girl vs. Monster.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. So all the monsters have gone after this display of courage. Yeah. So Ryan, he's hopped up quite insensitively onto a tomb to sort of play his guitar, and the band kicks into this dance pop anthem, and all the kids start dancing. They're loving it. The theme is being fearless. It's got that Hatching Pete thing a bit in that this isn't like an in-universe performance. It's a full-on dance number.
Yeah.
It's like, this whole scene is like the music video to Thriller, but with only costumes bought from Temu.
Yeah.
There's a girl in like a flimsy fabric ladybird costume doing street dance.
Just popping and locking.
Yeah. At the end, the kids clap and cheer the song like they didn't just find out that hell is real. And Skylar and Ryan make eyes at each other as if to say, we don't care that monsters are real. We're in love.
Yeah, as if to say that Daemata is defeated. But wait a minute, Daemata is here. Hey, did you lose a couple of parents? Ha 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 ha, she says and flies off to the house. Yeah. Skylar runs into the house following her. She ends up at a dead end of a wall, but she pulls a wall sconce to open a secret door.
An imitation electric candlestick.
Yeah.
One of, like you get in old mansions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it gets her into the secret lab where her parents were being held, but she finds that the chairs are empty now. She hears cackling in the distance. She flees on up through another door and onto a roof balcony where she finds a terrible scene. It's this scene from Girl vs. Monster.
Yeah.
It's Diamata hovering in the sky. Mum and Dad are held aloft in vapor tendrils, precariously held like over the terrifying drop. One more step and I drop them, she taunts. Didn't you think you could just sing me away, did you? Taunts Diamata. I'm no ordinary monster, dearie. There's a reason they call me the Eternal One. Brackets question mark.
Yeah, brackets question mark. What is the reason? Brackets, please tell us.
Also, what is Diamata doing? She's holding the parents sort of functionally hostage, like, I'll kill your parents if...
Yeah.
What? If what? What do you want Skylar to do, Diamata? What are you going to kill the parent? What are you doing?
I think what
is she just trying to scare her?
I think she's trying to increase her, because she's just conquered her fear of people hearing her flawless singing.
Right. So now
she's
it's like,
right, I've got to get a new
you.
fear in there.
I know what'll scare you. Your parents
dying in a fall.
Yeah.
But Mum is like, don't be afraid. She feeds on fear. Sadie and Henry sort of run up at this point. Daemata is taunting her. She says, fear makes the monster, not the other way around, and there'll always be fear. Skylar says, let my parents go and take me instead. Put them back and do what you want with me. Deal, says Daemata, but lose the blaster. Skylar lays down her weapons. The parents are put down, and then Skylar's like, psych, idiot, and tries to grab the blaster and starts shooting.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, Sadie, passes her a gun from round the corner, because Diamata, despite being a sort of supernatural ghost villain, she doesn't know that Sadie's around the corner with loads more guns. So now Skylar has a gun again and shoots Diamata with her gun. She shoots her loads. I cannot... There's 14 minutes left of the film, and almost all of the runtime is them shooting their guns at ghosts. There's so much shooting of the guns. It's wild.
It's just, when you go on Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters.
That's exactly what it is. It's like two people. It's like two people on a time crisis machine. It's like reload. Yeah.
It's like she bought a third-party auto fire controller.
Yes.
And it's just like... Yeah. The parents get sort of shot off the roof. They're hanging on. She's feeding on fear and getting bigger, they say. And Dad says, don't be afraid. It's making her stronger. And Skylar says, I'm not afraid. She's feeding on your fear, which I thought wasn't possible because you can only feed on your... It's fine. It doesn't matter.
She says, she's feeding on your fear. Mom and Dad, you've got to trust me to handle this, please. While this is happening, by the way, Diamata is sort of like firing back with green orbs.
Yeah.
So Skylar sprints back down around the stairwell and she instructs Sadie and Henry to distract Diamata to buy her time. So Sadie shoots Diamata loads with guns and Henry gets ready his big bazooka gun to shoot Diamata with his gun.
Yeah.
Diamata shoots back green orbs. Nobody seems to be gaining any ground in this fight.
or doing any damage.
Skylar returns. What did she go downstairs to get? A big thing of rope.
Yep.
It's the rope that was previously used to hold her parents. She comes back and steps out gingerly onto the ledge. She's out of Diamata's cone of vision right now, so Diamata doesn't know she's doing this. She tiptoes along, but then a stray green orb sends her flying and leaves her hanging onto the roof by one hand. But then she remembers that she did 6 years of gymnastics, so she clambers back up and around to Diamata.
Diamata keeps kind of spouting heads at this point. She's got like 3 heads at this point.
Yeah, she says, you're going to know pain like you've never felt before. My note is like, I guess... Like, Diamata hasn't done anything. Like,
you haven't done anything or caused anyone. This is what the Scarecrow said as well. He was like, this is going to hurt a lot. And I'm like, what's going to hurt a lot?
Okay,
what?
It's the mummy problem. We talked about this on the bonus feed. Like, the problem with a mummy is no one's really sure what a mummy does when it gets to you.
Like, beats your ass, I guess.
Just sort of generally beats your ass. Like, all the monsters in this. I get that you're not going to be able to show a monster, like, tearing anyone apart, but you can still do peril, right? I think of, like, don't look under the bed.
Yeah.
Like, even...
You could do a bit of light strangling.
You could do, you can do, like...
You could pull off some of her skin.
You can. I'm trying to think of, like, in kids' movies when the kids are in peril, what's, like, safe, screen-friendly peril? Oh, being trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
Trapped up. You can trap them somewhere. Like, oh, no, and it's filling up with water or there's
gradually
no air.
Filling with, something.
Yeah, so, like...
That's peril.
Yeah. Or, like... She's going to fall off something. Like, that's peril. But Diamata's just kind of threatening her with, like, hell torture.
Pain.
But nothing's happening.
Like, sort of Hellraiser hooks are going to shoot out of her and pull all her skin off. But that doesn't seem to be happening.
So Skylar's next move is to shoot Diamata with her gun loads. So she does that. Then Diamata grows a third head and shoots Skylar with, you guessed it, a green orb. Skylar drops the blaster this time, but then she affixes another gun to her wrist and starts shooting her with that one. So Diamata has functionally disarmed Skylar at this point. This is where Diamata might consider killing her enemy, but instead she says, "Be honest, do I look fat in these heads?" First prize.
The Writers Guild of America shake their head in disbelief. How is it this good?
Do I look fat in these heads?
Now, says Skylar, and then all the kids start firing lasers at once.
Yeah.
I trust my daughter, says Mom. She's a smart girl. She can handle this, says Dad. A million billion lasers fly around the roof. And Diamata's being shot with all of them.
So all 3 kids are shooting Diamata with lasers, and crucially, simultaneously, Mom and Dad, from their precarious position on the roof, are firing off waves of trust for their daughter. and the trust energy is hitting Diamata and making her weakening her. They shoot her for ages and it keeps cutting back to Mum and Dad, increasing the trust energy.
Yeah.
All the while Henry is struggling to make his bazooka work.
She's not a child anymore. She's a young adult. We can accept that.
It's time for us to let go!
Yeah.
Loosen the reins!
Yeah.
So eventually after this, Henry gets his bazooka working and he fires out a big laser. His is yellow. So that's interesting. This stuns Diamata and Henry swaps quickly to the trap and sucks Diamata into it. He drops the trap down a story to Skylar, who catches it and says, "Who's your monster now?"
Yeah. Everyone is relieved and thinks that was cool. Mum and Dad are saved. It's okay to trust me, says Skylar. We love you, say Mum and Dad. Enough to raise my curfew, she says. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughs at this fun moment. And then Skylar comes in with some VO. to let us know that we all need a little fear in our lives, because there's nothing better than finding the one thing that scares your pants off and then doing it anyway.
The whole
like singing perfectly.
The whole point of the film was that we don't be afraid. And then at the end, she's like, I guess we all need to be a little afraid, don't we?
Yeah.
As if the whole film was all about learning to be a little bit afraid.
But no, it's about doing things that you're afraid of, about conquering your fear, not living with it.
So cross. We cut to band practice. Everything's fine now. It's like the next day or whatever. We cut to band practice where Skylar and Ryan are both on the microphone performing the song Had Me at Hello from Girl vs. Monster.
Yeah, neither of them are scared of it.
Yeah, then neither of them are scared of singing now. Myra's here and she smiles in a way that says, I'm your friend now.
In a way that says, I've got a broken neck.
Yeah. We see Sadie, she's doing public speaking and she's not scared.
Yeah.
And we see Henry walk past some girls and he looks at them unafraid to look at girls. and then some jocks stop him and say, watch where you're going, Dorkenstein. And he says, who are you calling Dorkenstein? So he's stood up to his bullies.
He stood up to his bully, not afraid.
Not afraid.
We see back at the singing, Myra takes a third mic and joins in the song, and they do 3-part harmonies together.
Yeah.
Myra's not afraid of joining a band of her ex-boyfriend and his new girlfriend and being a sort of third-wheel singer.
Now that's conquering your fear.
That's a scary situation.
Myra's not afraid of belting out a song, even though she's got a weakened jaw that could snap off at any moment. And
her lower jaw could just fall off at any point. We see the parents studying fungus. Cobb is scared by the containment units. The song ends. There's cheering from the crowd. And the movie ends. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, the teens dance. The song finishes. Everyone cheers. Everybody hugs. And then the credits play. There are scenes from the film over the credits.
Did you see the post-credits scene?
Oh, yeah. Little post-credits tease.
Yeah, so
queuing up a thrilling sequel.
Everything's been solved. We get a post-credit scene, which is Daymata breaking the glass on the containment unit and getting out again. So good job, everyone.
Is that something she could always have done?
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. That is the end. I feel like we had to sort of rush through that. But it's because, like, this is one of those movies where, like, nothing's really happening. There's, like, no one's really got any arcs.
No.
It doesn't really feel like anyone's making any personal progress particularly. So it's what I like to do when we're doing a recap is to sum up a scene in a way that makes clear how it's like moving the story forward. So you can say like,
yes,
such and such do this, such and such, which shows that they're becoming better friends, which shows that there's such and such, which shows.
So they decide they need to do this.
Yeah. But in this one, I didn't really feel like I was able to do that. It was just, then what Skylar does is she shoots her laser.
Yeah.
Then what Sadie does is she goes and jumps on a grave. Then what Ryan does is he spins around and sort of looks at the ceiling.
Yeah.
Then what Diamata does is she takes the parents and holds them over a precipice. Then what Cobb does is he says 500 lines of dialogue of
the deep lore.
The rich, deep lore. And all of this is to service a film called Girl vs. Monster, where all of the monsters are sort of orb smoke ghosts.
Orb ghosts.
And not exciting monsters like they are on the poster.
I can see why the WGA would give this an award, because I think it's a fairly neat sort of premise in the fear at the end is the parents' fear of their daughter's independence and they have to overcome that, and that's sort of not quite neat.
Yep.
I think that's a nice sort of structured moment at the end. So like structure wise, I thought that was good, and I could see the WGA being like, we appreciate that. But also
there's a kind of recency bias thing where like it does sort of at the end deliver a message.
Yes.
So you'd be like, this film had a message.
But then it undercuts it by saying a different message. We all need to live in fear.
Also, like almost every DCOM manages to land this message. Like there's so often a bit where the kid has to do something that they're scared of, and simultaneously the parents have to let them do it, you know?
Yeah. I trust you,
my
trust
child. I bet you're a bit more grown up than I thought. It's like,
yeah, it's hard for me to accept as a parent, but you're becoming your own person and I trust you to make the right choices.
Yeah, you're not a baby anymore. Etc., etc., etc.
And then voiceover comes in. So I learned that it's good to be scared all the time.
So I learned.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Parents' voiceover comes in. So I learned not to trust her after all.
that was all a lie, of course.
Why don't Mum and Dad have personal monsters?
Why don't Mum and Dad have personal monsters? Why are people able to feed off the fear of people that aren't their personal human?
What does it mean to be an ancient one, or as dear Marta later calls herself, an eternal one?
First prize.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Andy, versus your opening position to this film? Because I think you came into this episode feeling quite warmly towards this movie.
I wouldn't describe it as warmly. I said I enjoyed the set design.
Oh, here we go. The climb down.
Here comes
Here's
the
backtrack.
Yeah.
The set design is good. I think it's disappointingly not Halloween-y.
Yeah.
Which is mostly because it keeps stopping to launch pop careers.
Yeah, I think it really would have benefited from not having the musical aspect of it. I thought that was unnecessary and took time away from the movie that could have been used, like making the plot make sense and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think the best. There are a few good creatures and monsters. Like the first gargoyle you see is kind of cool, and then the tree stump monster is awesome. But then there's so much Diamata who's just like a person.
She's just a woman, and she's like constantly backlit with a red light, which is, fair enough, but it's not that scary. Just sort of looks like like an aunt you see at Christmas.
Yeah, Bob and Theodosia are just sort of really like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be too scary, but like, I don't know, didn't feel especially creative in terms of the monster universe it was presenting.
Yeah, you felt like Calabar from Halloween Town might snap at any moment and jam a fork in your eye or something.
Yeah.
He had a sense of menace to him.
Oh my God. Has it come to this? We're nostalgic.
Has it come to this?
That we're nostalgic for Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It was fine.
It was what it was. It was fine. It was fine. Okay. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who got in touch, and there were a lot of you about mascots. Because it turns out, Andy, that every character in Hatching Pete is not the only one who understands mascots. There's a lot that we have to learn as well. Because I was staggered to learn from these many emails that, in fact, the anonymity of mascots, of the person in the mascot, is a thing. It's a thing that schools do. It's a thing that schools do. That's what lots of the emails say. There were lots of emails being like, oh, I was a mascot, or like, oh, yeah, my school had a mascot. We didn't know who it was. Stuff like that. It's nuts. And I want to read out this email from Xavier. Thank you very much. The subject line is Hatching Pete, a.k.a. becoming Bristico.
Bristico.
I think it must be Bristaco. It must be Bristaco. Okay. Hey, Andy and Luke. Loved your Hatching Pete episode. It hit way too close to home. Back in college, I was Bristaco the bear. And the wildest part wasn't the heat or the pratfalls. It was learning to become Bristaco. The moment the head went on, I wasn't me anymore. I was this giant, relentlessly cheerful bear who waved like a politician and pantomimed every emotion at maximum volume. People stopped addressing me entirely. They'd talk to Bristico, hug Bristico, confess their love to Bristico. Okay, I'm now reading from the Bridgewater State mascot website. The mascot, Bristico, named after the former college, Bridgewater State College. Bridgewater, College.
Bristico.
Bristaco. Bridge State College. Bristaco. I'm going to say Bristaco, and I'm sure that's not right, but whatever. My real face could have been anyone's, and that was sort of the point. You start moving differently in that suit, Xavier writes. Your walk gets bouncier. Every gesture becomes bigger, cleaner, more iconic. Even your silences are calculated. You can't speak, so your only tools are timing, presence, and exaggerated body language. At some point, you stop acting and genuinely start thinking like the character. I'd catch myself nodding along backstage in full mascot mode, completely forgetting there was a human underneath.
What?
Xavier, the human underneath is you. There wasn't a human underneath. You're the human. There's a bear on top, not a human underneath.
You were a human.
By the end of my run, the line between me and Bristico blurred. It's a weird psychological trick. The longer you stay in character, the more natural it feels. That movie treated mascotting like a life-altering transformation, and honestly, they weren't entirely wrong.
Wow.
Best, Xavier, formerly Bristico the bear.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
See, now the words Andy said there were very complimentary.
Yeah.
But to hear the concern in his voice.
That is one of the wildest things I've heard.
Yeah.
That he forgot there was a human underneath, which is to say him, the human being, subsumed entirely by the persona of Bristico the bear.
Anyway, in conclusion, mascots are real, turns out.
Mascots are real.
It's a whole thing. This is, thank you. I wish we could do a whole episode just reading wild mascot.
We got a bunch of really great emails about floats and about mascots, and we loved reading all of them. Thank you to everyone who sent something in, because it was genuinely fascinating to read all of them.
And thank you to the fan Discord who sent us their statistical breakdown of their voting rounds to determine the worst DCOM dad. The results are in. Would you like to hear the worst DCOM dad?
I would love to, yeah.
There are some. We've got the dad from Dad Napped. We've got the dad from High School Musical, Motocrossed, Johnny Tsunami, Starstruck, Double Teamed, Poof Point, The Haunted Mansion. That's a bad dad.
Oh, Eddie Murphy, of course.
In third place, the dad from Motocrossed.
Oh, only third.
Only third place. What an upset.
Wow.
And then in second place, if I'm reading this correctly, the dad from Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty bad dad.
Pretty bad dad.
And the worst DCOM dad, the dad from the Jenny Project.
Of course, because he brought a violent ape into
He brought home a violent ape and slowly replaced his valiant ape, a Valium ape. slowly replaced his children with it.
Apes that he refused to get lobotomized.
Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. What a treat. We read all the emails, even if we don't have the capacity to read them all out on the podcast. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
You can email the podcast at momcan'tcookpod@gmail.com. Also, I think, Andy, we should start reading out 5-star reviews, because we need more 5-star reviews. I hunger for them.
Yeah, we would love nothing more than to manipulate the algorithms. So if you would like to write a 5-star review of Mom Can't Cook, we're going to start reading them out.
Yeah, give us a 5-star review and tell us in the text of the review how Mom Can't Cook has negatively affected your life.
Yeah.
Tell us a way that Mom Can't Cook has negatively affected you while, and I can't stress this enough, still giving us 5 stars. And we will, next episode, we'll read a review.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, gang. Andy, I'm desperate for you to tell the listeners what we're doing next, because it's an unbelievable treat for them. But first,
yes,
we've got to tell them about something arguably even more important.
Yes, if you'd like bonus episodes of Mum Can't Cook, and why would you not, the quality being as high as it is, then you can go to patreon.com/extra helpings, where you will find our bonus feed, Mum Can't Cook Extra Helpings, where we're recapping the Disney Channel original TV series So Weird. We're into the final episodes now, and the show has gone fully off the rails. There's a huge archive, 3 series of a traveling family band doing children's X-Files adventures in the woods. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, that is patreon.com/extra helpings to sign up to get your hands on that full archive and the next show that we'll be doing, which will be coming up soon. We also have merch available at momcan'tcookmerch.com. If you head over there, you can choose which store to order from. We have a US store and a UK-based store with some very cool designs. So if you fancy getting yourself something, or maybe even a holiday gift for the Mom Can't Cook fan in your life, that's the place to go, momcan'tcookmerch.com.
I'm wearing my tie-dyed "Why Did They Give Up Their Hands" t-shirt right now. It is comfortable and cool.
It's very handsome.
I look so great. Andy,
yes.
What is the tentpole release of our Halloween year?
Of our Halloween schedule.
2020, Halloween 2025.
Well, Luke, the next film we'll be doing is going to be the most recent film we've ever covered on the podcast, because as of the day this episode goes out, the movie is 2 days old.
Oh my God.
It came out on Saturday, the 11th of October, 2025. And it is the Hallmark Channel's Haul Out the Halloween.
What? A Hallmark movie? What's our tie to that, Andy? Why are we doing a Hallmark Halloween movie?
Well, you remember we did Hot Frosty.
Oh, yeah.
For Christmas last year.
Yep.
This movie stars Lacey Chabert, who was the star of Hot Frosty, but also returning to the acting world. This film features Kimberly J. Brown and Daniel Kuntz, a.k.a. Marnie from Halloween Town and Calabar Jr. from Halloween Town.
They are real life married
in movie form,
and they are back in this Hallmark Halloween thing. What's it called?
It's called Haul Out the Halloween.
How is Hall spelled?
Haul Out the Halloween, Luke. It couldn't be simpler to say or read. Haul, Haul Out the Halloween.
Okay, if you're Hallmark, don't call your film this.
Hallmark
presents Haul Out the Halloween. No.
Haul Out the Halloween. So, Halloween-obsessed neighbours inspire residents of Evergreen Lane to haul out their spookiest costumes and decor to become Ever-Scream Lane. That's it. That's all you're getting.
That's it. Okay, I can't wait for this.
Some people decorate their
It's going to be amazing. There is not going to be there's not going to be anything supernatural in this one, is there? Like, there's going to be no sort of like
I don't think so.
Ghosts or ghoulies, but it is going to be absolute Halloween. Oh man,
trash.
Halloween trash. I can't freaking wait. Yes, and I can't believe they got Marnie and Calabar back for this one. What a get. Yes.
Wait, I'm seeing reports it's out on the 18th of October. What? They can't even get their schedule right. It's either out on the 11th or the 18th.
Oh, okay.
Like, don't come for me. Ask Hallmark. They'll tell you.
Yeah, but it is the next episode.
But it is the
regardless.
next episode.
Yeah. Oh,
so
I can't wait.
Look forward to that. We will be back for that next time. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And we will see you next time for Haul Out the Halloween. Unless Jason Blum decides he wants this movie, Luke. Have you got the rushes? I assume you've been working on it in the background while we've been doing this?
Yeah. I've been. I mean, it's pretty. I set the orbs to rendering. Let me just check on After Effects. Oh, it's crashed. Oh no. I had the reflections checkbox ticked. I'm not licensed for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, the movie can't go ahead.
Okay, there's quite a lot of smoke coming out of your laptop.
Yeah.
Although actually, if we film that, we could say that that's a ghost, couldn't we? Because it's sort of smoke, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was using the webcam to do the camera for the filming. Right. The camera that we were using was the laptop as well, so I can't film it.
Okay. Well, there's sort of smoke in the room. I guess that's kind of scary. Jason Blum, if you're interested, just give us a call.
We're available.
Just go to patreon.com/extra helpings, Jason Blum. You can find us there.
It could be called Orb Bros, because orb is an anagram of bro.
In the film, someone could see the word orb in a mirror and see it says bro backwards and realise I don't know, something. Hey Luke, here at Andy and Luke's Mould Emporium and also sometimes Monster Hunting. The switchboard it's going nuts, as you know. It's Halloween season. All the calls are coming in.
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm looking at this switchboard now. There's upwards of 8 lights. I'm looking at them.
It's lit up like a Christmas tree that's got 8 lights on it.
Hey, look, sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you just want a half-assed Christmas, you know?
That's right. You want a boring, unmemorable Christmas that no one will enjoy.
Let's make 2025 the year of the half-assed Christmas, shall we?
Christmas. But we've got to get through Halloween first, Luke, and the only way we're going to do that is by dealing with all these monsters that represent people's greatest fears. Like look at this call that's just come in from Limited Patience brackets Kiz, Alan St. George, Z-Man, Hannah Kirchner, Julian Rundlet, brackets question mark, Matt S, and Carl Clev. They all say that they have a monster that's sort of taken the form of saying you too to a server who tells you to enjoy your meal.
Oh my gosh.
That's not really, I can't really conceptualize that, but I imagine it's awful.
I imagine it's an orb. Here we've got phone calls coming in from Courtney Rail, Louise Lola, Andrea Palas, Clintana Lopez, Mike Cavanna, The Monk, Crescentia Che, and Will Thomas. They're being menaced by a monster that's taken the form of the person that you're buying a birthday present for already has that present. No, very frightening. Very frightening.
Or the person you buy a birthday present t-shirt for and someone else buys a t-shirt for them and then they turn up to a podcast recording wearing the t-shirt that the other person bought them.
Yes, but I wore the t-shirt that you bought me, Andy, when I filmed like 3 things yesterday. So over the coming weeks, trust me, you're getting more airtime.
This is all a hypothetical situation.
And there's a bit in the video where it's going to bring up a picture-in-picture of Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville for a Margaritaville t-shirt it was that you bought me, and it's going to say thank you, Andy Farrant, for this Margaritaville t-shirt.
Fine.
So.
And again, as I say, it's purely a hypothetical situation. What's this? A call from Ash, Chris Pryor, Prince Reynard, Liz L, Chase Baker, Andrew the Osteogent, Cara Dennison, and Daniel Rogers. They have all called in to say that their monster has taken the form of waking in the middle of the night, needing the bathroom, but also being so cozy.
Oh, that is very frightening. That is very frightening. A related fear here from Paul Stokes, Quinn is Teething, Sarah Matic, Simon Ganzel, Smash Savannah, Burger Boys and Girl, Shane Entei, Adam Snig and Rai Medema. They've been bothered by a monster that's taken the form of needing the toilet when you wake up in the night, but you're staying over at someone's house and you don't want to flush the toilet in case it wakes them up, but you're worried it might be number 2.
And what if you flush the toilet and it breaks the entire plumbing system of the house? That was the final straw. It broke the camel's back. The house collapses in on itself.
Best just to hold it in and let your organs fail.
I think that would be best, yes. Oh, hang on, here's a call from John Sharplin, Paul Stevens, Cole Mastro, Andy Meany, Snowy Owl, Morden Gainan's Tiny Pepperface, Angel Beat and Richard Martin. They've all written to say that they're having terrible trouble with a ghost that's taken the form of sitting next to someone on a long-haul flight who wants to talk.
Oh my God, unthinkable. Brandon Plesh here, Keith Hall, Jeebus Pierce-Jones, Elizabeth, Tim Craven, Hose Dr. E.T. and Michael Hayden are being chased round and round the cemetery by a monster that's taken the form of thinking that their house has a weird smell, that they've gotten used to it, but anyone else who goes into their house will be like, well, this is a weird smell. Your house might have it's so afraid of that. What if your house has a weird smell?
So afraid of that. Let me just answer this call from Danny Cap, Jack Fabian, Lord of the Soul Doctrine, Ethan Pearson, Michael Saul, Clarky the Bearded Coach Driver and Kyle Bain. Their monster has taken the form of answering the phone. God, I know, tell me about it. Jeez. It's apparently just a big phone and it's chasing them all around the neighbourhood and it's ringing.
Well, it's kind of like it's an orb. It's an orb with a sort of T9 predictive text on it.
Yeah, exactly.
On the face of it, yeah. Moist Drippings, Will Poharetsky, Ben from Finance, Crapolio, Jonathan 420, Security James, Hypermole, and Danny Ward are being pursued by a horrible beast that's taken the form of the barista thinking that your coffee order is basic. A very, very real fear.
Damn, at least add a couple pumps of syrup.
Oh my God, no, that could be worse, isn't it? Don't you think that makes it kind of seem more basic syrups and stuff? Isn't it best if you just go in and say, like, Americano?
Black.
Then they know you're serious.
Yeah, black Americano.
Black Americano.
With 8 pumps of pumpkin spice syrup. Wait, here's a call. It's Philip Stevens, Jambo number 5, Autumn Holloway, Tony B, Jotham Funklara, Carl the Jedi, Michael Olsen, and Tilly Everoa. Wait a minute, E.T., they said, it's taken the form of Luke. Did you write this one instead of them?
Oh, yeah, I did.
He's supposed to be lovable.
I know he's supposed to be lovable, so why the f*** does he look like that?
Fair point.
And sound like that, and act like that. Doesn't do anything.
Anyway,
good.
He's chasing all of those people around the neighbourhood.
Not surprised. Blake, Paul Murphy, 85, Danny Bowyer, Christoph, Sir Sagramore's Baby Knife, Business Corgi, Hef, and Duchess. Their fear has taken the form of having only 1% battery on your phone. Oh, that's bad, isn't it? That's bad. It didn't charge overnight, and it's like 2 in the afternoon, and you're already on 1%, and you've got a whole commute yet to do.
Absolutely brutal. Let me just pick up this call here. It's from Homemade Mask, Book Monster, Seish, Purple Disarray, The Best of Rue left hours ago, Nurse Jake, Adam Cuddy Routh, and now This Is Podcasting. They say that their monster has taken the form of a fear of dogs being secretly able to talk and talking about you when you're not looking.
Oh my God. Who needs to sleep? Anna Petahova, Minnie, Friend Brazier, Sora Stingray, and Adam Steele are very, very afraid of their monster, which has taken the form of the fear of having to live with people who let their phones get to 1% battery. Oh my gosh, can you believe?
Absolute nightmare. Eyes constantly darting across to it.
When they text and say, yeah, and you say like, oh, do I need to pick anything up on the way home for dinner? And they're like, oh, my phone's just at 1%, so I'll just sort of send the things out, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna die, and we're not gonna know what we get for dinner.
All right, sounds like we got our work cut out for us tonight.
We do.
Get into the mold van.
Yeah.
Help yourself to any mold you want to eat. It's going to be a long night.
Good. What kind of mold is this?
Don't actually eat it. Toxic.
Toxically good.